iTricks office party.
Like Sam Adams?
I do.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. Boom. Now, I need to embed. Oh, listen to your video.
What's the address here?
2140 Mears Parkway.
What is it? Mears?
Yeah. Margate, Florida, 33062. Chat. Embed. How do you embed a Justin TV chat?
How do you embed it?
Yeah. Where's the embed code?
Oh, I actually have no idea.
Guys, if you're watching, how do you embed a Justin TV chat?
Are you already live?
Yeah.
Well, hello.
Gosh darn it. Can you not embed?
I don't know. Are you able to send me video? I don't know. Are you able to send me video?
Oh, actually, hold on. Actually, can you give me the headphones I gave you back?
You know what you could do is just take the link and just put a link on there. Say pop out chat.
Oh, really?
Just right
like,
there.
can you pop out your own chat from the
Yeah.
from the thing?
Link that I just put in there twice. Or actually, it makes me sign in with Justin.tv. Hold on.
Boom. So you can do that. Let me fucking preferences, Skype video.
There you go. See that? Well, hello, Bob Callie. I'm excited.
Here we go.
Got all kinds. Hey, look, there we go. You sending me video. I'm moving on it. Here, let me move it down here so I'm not looking right past everyone. I busted out the good stuff. This yellow martini glass for the office party, bro.
Exactly. By the way, I was listening to 105.9 The Cat today, which is amazing.
It's my favorite radio station. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just gonna say that I got what's it called? I got the live version of Brodeo and then the recorded version of Brodeo back to back, and I couldn't be happier.
Hang on, let me throw this business in here. That's 105.9 The Cat. If you're wondering what we're talking about, it's only the greatest radio station in the world. 105.9 The Cat.
Motorcycle, switch lanes reckless. Swerve right, jump, don't miss your exit. Driving uphill, pan up quickly, panning down, you have arrived at Flynn. Rearview mirror focus. Enter, turn on flashlight, switch box, flip it, games don't turn on. Stop you walking, tilt up, pan down, ignore the other arcade games. Hold the only one that matters from. Blue light, look at a quarter. Insert quarter gets rejected. Pick it up, don't waste your quarter. Give the arcade game, touch it, try rotating. Cut. Wipe the dust off of a touchscreen. Oh shit, turn around, something's rising. Lens lights up, light grows to blinding. Cut. Megatron gateway floating downward. People look small, lightning fade out. Laser tag, wait, that's a spaceship. down, lanes are rotating. Life cycles speeds fast, going to a building. Fade to a hot chick on a bench, look left. Tiny handheld Stargate rack focus. Elevating bad guys, wide shot bad guys. Step on the light off, throw deflected. Sun chick bounces, creepy guitar. Like coffees, a frisbee, jetpacks. Walking, 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 walking out. Jump Bridger! Chunks of light come out of nowhere and randomly then they smell dry.
By the way, I'm just filling time because I assume you're doing technical stuff on your end. Is that right?
Yeah, no, we are ready to rock. Brian Brushwood, welcome. You are part of the iTricks office party. A really just a celebration of all that has been in Magic, and I could think of no greater way. We're going to have a cavalcade of stars, but few more appropriate than this man who I'm going to go to right now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Brushwood, my co-host on NSFW on Weird Things, and a frequent guest on iTricks. You're mixing up, hold up for everybody. Look at that. What are you sipping on tonight?
Let's pretend it's a classy drink.
Okay.
It's the office party.
And
How
it's
about
not
that?
and it's not Four Loko that you're drinking before going down to meet your family.
Look, what? I don't grab your cards out of your hand while you're in the middle of your magic tricks. What's going on here? Why you got to bust balls?
You make a very, very salient point. Well, I'll tell you, I feel like underdressed now. Let me grab this so I can at least put on a...
You got classy that business stuff. You know what you could do is you could just fast forward to the end of the party when everyone's hammered and just put that around your head bonsai style.
Exactly. Well, here I'll just leave it kind of askew. Like, hey, listen, we worked so hard this year. You know, let's loosen up a little bit, huh?
I'm gonna loosen up right now.
Oh, wait! Come on, can we? Here we go.
Here, listen, people. The numbers were huge this year. We had more tricks, higher quality, better performances. We broke the company record for Magic. I'm so proud of you guys. Let's tear it up. Let's have an amazing year at iTricks, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! There we go. Now listen, Brian, we're gonna have a bunch of people on here, but the big thing that we want to start talking about is 2010, the year in Magic for 2020, and I think when we look back at the history of Magic, I think we're gonna look at, and this might be self-centered since it's only been since I've been covering the industry, so I might be kind of focused on this, biased on this particular time period, but I think it was a reasonably transformative years these last 4 years have been transformative in terms of how we understand Magic, where we get Magic, and how people kind of fall in love with the art. And specifically, I think this year the future started to come just a little bit into focus. The idea of what is to come. And specifically, I'll say, and it's something that you very much had a hand in or had an experience with, is we saw kind of the continued stagnation of the idea of the Magic special. This year, no Blaine special, no Copperfield special, no Penn and Teller special. Not even Keith Barrett didn't have a special.
Wow.
Although he had the what's it called, the stuff on Discovery, which apparently we might be seeing more of. But the biggest exposure of Magic on television was on America's Got Talent, including, but for a brief few seconds, the man who is right now on the iTricks office party, Brian Brushwood.
2.5 seconds of fame.
Well,
Don't actually convince them. Don't make your trick so good that they think you actually screwed up and injured yourself. The FYI, if anyone's planning to do AGT, they don't like to be fooled and left hanging.
Yes. Which was, and you, I'll tell you, people can probably go back to that BB Live Show episode where you explained the whole story, and it is.
And I can't wait to at some point, hopefully here at the office party, we're doing a little mingle and mix. Maybe we'll get a chance to chat with Dan Sperry at some point. I don't know if he'll be coming around.
I'll tell you what, Sperry, he is scheduled to come on. So is another man who really made his bones here on iTricks in terms of the live stream stuff. Joe Monti is going to be joining us, and I'll tell you what, worlds may collide tonight, Brian.
What worlds?
I can't spill the beans.
Well, I mean, you're not talking about like some kind of epic mashup where like two separate worlds, two separate communities, two voices of generations teaming up for some kind of mega ultimate office party. Is that, you wouldn't say something like that would be happening,
Quite
would
possibly. Quite possibly. And
You
we'll
know.
have to see, you know. But let me ask you this. So, in leading up, and this was something that I mean, I'm trying to remember. I mean, not that you would ever discuss, you know, or deliberate with friends on whether or not you should take on America's Got Talent. But let's say hypothetically you did, and you were trying to seek opinions from other people about whether or not you should take on America's Got Talent. What was, you know, I mean, you knew this was an opportunity worth taking on before this year, where Magic actually kind of got a bit of a fair shake.
Yes. Well, and that was something that was said early on in the development. Early, you know, you read everything third hand. Who knows what the producers are actually thinking? But that was the rumor, is that, you know, hey, you know, we've sort of made a career out of crapping all over Magic. Maybe this time we'll give them a fair shake. You never know, man. It's like, look, here's the thing. Expect that they will. Expect the worst possible thing that could happen, that they intentionally re-edit everything to make you look absolutely terrible and tear you apart. Even if that's the case, it's probably a good experience to go for it anyway. I mean, especially if you're young in Magic, you got nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose, man. It's like, it'll be an amazing experience, and it'll be like it's almost as though that should be the hazing that everyone in the Magic fraternity has to go through. That's our version of being stripped naked and spanked in front of a bunch of people.
Well, but I'll tell you what. I mean, you obviously, you know, you learned a lesson, and you had an experience that is something that I think a lot of people should pay attention to. But at the same time, I never gotten the sense from you that you, I mean, hindsight being 20/20, that you wouldn't do it again. You know, because you might as well. You got to take those chances. You got to scratch those lottery tickets, knowing that they might not turn up.
Yes. Well, and that's the look, a friend of mine back in high school, and I always found this very insightful, and he said, I want to, this is a case where, like, I just broken up with a girl, and I was all pouty about everything, and he says, look, Brian, I want to experience all the flavors of ice cream in life, including the crap flavors.
Yes.
And you know, that doesn't mean you have to go back and want to taste the crap flavor again, but it's like, you got to, the moment you stop taking risks, the moment you stop subjecting yourself to the agony of failure, that's the moment you stop growing. That's the moment you get old, and that's the moment you fade into history. That's the moment you start to become, you know, a could have been or a once was, or, you know, the guy at the office party would be like, let me tell you something, back in 1998,
Yeah.
I came up with a trick that was going to blow the world. I didn't actually publish it, but it was an amazing trick. You should have been there.
And by the way, I do apologize to everybody. The link that we have on iTricks for the chat pop out actually just brings us to a chat window. So we are trying to find a way to embed the chat. I know there's a way to do it, but we are going to get that, you know, figured out as soon as possible. But yeah, no, it kind of reminds me of you know, the scene in Glengarry Glen Ross, like Alec Baldwin's monologue, where, you know, he's like, you know, you don't want to be that guy. You know, if you can't sell, then get out of the racket. You're going to be the guy at the bar. Yeah, I was a salesman once. It's a tough racket. Like, you don't want to be that guy. There's no...
Magician once. Well, and I've said this, and if you haven't heard, what's his name, Adam Savage's amazing talk on you know, failing your way to a success. That was when I first started. Quitting your day job is one of the most terrifying things in all of art, to decide that I'm going to try to make it as a magician, as a performer, as an entertainer, as a musician, you name it. And the little nugget, and I'm sure it's old and everyone's heard it, but these little chestnuts, some of them really stick with you. And for me, it was, if you want to double your success rate, double your failure rate, and realize that failure is an integral and very important part of the formula for success. We've seen it with all of our online stuff, man. We've had some epic failures on our little show NSFW, and even the live chats that we do with iTricks, and then you know, in the Weird Things podcast. We've had some epic failures that were not fun to go through, but man, were they valuable as far as honing our skills and giving us situational awareness, so we know not to steer ourselves into those places again. Would you agree?
Oh my God, absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, the number one, no matter what, lesson is always going to be just go for it. Do it.
Yes.
Because if you and here's this, and magic is so much a cerebral art, and there's a lot of a big physical component to it, but I think that there's a danger to trying to figure out all the angles before you get on the field, of trying to solve every problem and getting too invested in those solutions because, when stuff gets fluid, when the rubber hits the road, if you're not flexible, I mean, flexibility and adaptability is kind of 90% of the game, right?
There are, and you've seen this. I don't think it's too much of a debate. We won't get into who we suspect falls into these categories, but I think there are a lot of magicians out there who have some very, very brilliant ideas that on paper are revolutionary. However, I would submit that they probably don't work out as well in real life as they look like they would on the paper. And I've always been, I feel like there's two kinds of magicians. There are magicians who want a piece of blank paper. They want to start with nothing, and they want to write their story. They want to write their masterpiece, and then this move happens, and then you say this, and it covers this exchange, and they come up with something brilliant right off the bat. I'm not that guy. I want a slab of obsidian, and I want to sit there, and I want to look at it and be like, well, it kind of looks like there's a shape in there, and keep chipping away. Like, I will intentionally schedule 4 minutes out of my entire 80-minute stage show, intending to put myself out of my comfort zone and possibly be really bad, possibly do a trick that will not work, possibly have something that was supposed to be funny but not, because the best routines I have in my show are ones that started on a dare, playing Magic Chicken, the psychic surgery card trick that I'm doing right now, one of my favorite bits in the show, started off because an hour before a Magic Club meeting, C.J. Johnson called me out and said, you don't have a hair on your backside. He didn't say that, but he's like, you don't have your butt if you don't do some kind of trick with that psychic surgery thing in an hour at the Magic Club meeting. And so I threw it together, and it was one of those things that was electric just because nobody knew how it was going to go, and it just was such a hit, and I've been chasing the high of that first performance ever since, and only through repeated hands-on performances before actually getting out there and refining it over time that it's become the routine that it is now. It's like I feel like the routines are there. You just have to discover it inside the block of rock, whereas other people, they're the ones who want to write it from scratch, and I'm not one of those guys.
Yeah, and that's part of understanding where you are creatively. And I think that there's an honesty that you have to have with yourself to realize, hey, this is where I'm strong. And this is where I might not be strong. This is where I want to get stronger. This is where I can rely on other people to do it for me. I mean, there's Andrew Mayne, who will be joining us, of course.
He strikes me as a blank paper kind of guy, and
my God! I mean, he is a forget paper. He's challenging why we need to even use paper. Kind of guy.
He'd rather standing in the what do they call that, in the Matrix, when it's just all white around, like the boot up sequence, the framework, or screw it, you know what I'm talking about.
What's it called? Who is the guy? The architect?
Is that what it was?
Colonel Sanders, where you find out that finally Colonel Sanders is the actual architect.
Oh yeah. At the end, it turns out that it's that it's Andrew Mayne at the end of that.
Absolutely. All right, I think. No, you want to know what? Somebody just sent me the. Someone sent me the player again.
You're still trying to find the link on the.
Trying to find the link. We need the embed for the chat. Slightly used just sent me. What's it called? My Gmail, but it's the embed player. So we'd be putting the embed player back on there.
I'll tell you what. In the I know we want to keep everyone at iTricks, but it might be best just to click on the Justin.tv link as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm if I would have known, I'll tell you what. I guess this is one of those things where I just assumed that Justin TV had the same functionality that Ustream did.
So you were trying it the same way, it didn't work out?
Yeah. I mean, you would think that there'd be a very easily embeddable chat, and I'm sure it's just somewhere on here. I just don't know where to get it.
T2 jumping in says iframe source equals URL here, width 300, height 500 /iframe. I don't know if that does anything for you. I'll tell you what. While you're working on that, I want to. Can I ask the chat room something actually?
Sure, go ahead.
In fact, let me tell, if you don't mind. I mean, I know you.
By the way, on the Bat Phone hotline, we have somebody by the name of Andrew Mayne saying that he resents the blank paper comment. So I don't know which blank paper, but I think
Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he considers himself more of a refiner than a creator. But I take it as a badge of honor. Anyone who can start with just a blank piece of paper and then draw something masterful on there and create from scratch. But you know what I'd love to know? This is a good thing. Is I want to talk. I could talk to the people. And if you're interested, I'll even take a call from the chat room or some suggestions from them. But I would love to know what are the #1 most forwarded Magic viral videos you've received this year, because they all make the rounds whenever something hits. And I remember like 2 years ago it was the fake David Blaine where they were they had two colorful men that
you can say gay guys.
Okay. Well, they were over the top. They were a stereotype of gay, and to me
Yes.
it distracted from it. I actually didn't care for that part. But but anyway, but that's one that definitely made the rounds. And other times it's carved out from an existing show, obviously an illegal clip from A&E with Chris Angel or something like that. What were the big ones that you saw? I tell you what, almost all the ones that are popping into mind were not in English. This was the year.
Really?
This was the year of
Well, Cyril has always had, he has always had a huge presence online.
a lot of new names, a lot of not Cyril that I was seeing.
Well, but also, I mean, that's partially out of necessity because it's not like we can get those, right?
what do you mean? Like
we don't get Cyril specials, so they have to be forwarded around to us, because it's not like we have a legitimate way to view those outside of the internet. In the same way that I'll guarantee you, I'll tell you what, we are on the cusp in the next 2 weeks. We're going to have 2 gigantic high-profile Magic specials in the UK, The Magicians on BBC One and Penn & Teller's Fool Us on ITV. And we're going to be awash in these videos, and they're going to be very big popular viral videos in the United States because they are big, high-profile Magic talent, including Baron Stewart, Louis D'Amatos, Chris Korn from the United States, and Penn & Teller. All of a sudden we can't see that unless we watch it on YouTube, and that's what's going to happen.
You know what? Corey Martin is suggesting. I would say that's last year's hit, but my failed knife roulette gag that I did on the Tonight Show started off as a viral video. That was last year's. But this year, the ones that pop out to me is the one with the cat that he has this circular glass table all the way around him, and he does coins through the table and eventually sticks like his hand through it. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
I thought that one was very good. I'm waiting for it here. We actually have you want to see a couple of these? Chat room is throwing me all kinds of links.
No, go ahead. Yeah. Pop it on there. I think I may have solved the chat
all right,
issue.
here, let's take a look at this one. This is Myra's Magic Show ? I have not seen this one. We got, I don't know if we have audio listeners, but we got a cat opening a bin next to a wash machine, crawling all the way in, pushing all the way in, pushing it all the way open, and okay, and then a hand opens up in the drawer above is where the cat's actually there. That's fantastic.
Ta-da!
Yeah, why do we not have sound effects for that? Dun, 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 dun!
All right, hold on. I'll tell you what, the real magic might have just happened. Hell yeah, right there. Everybody refresh iTricks right now, and you will have the chat right there on iTricks on the front page. Hello, everybody. There we go. Yeah, I mean, do you think, is Magic just always going to be one of those fields? Like, it's just going to be one of those niche arts where we're always going to be looking to find the next big thing? You always see, when you look at usage stats on the internet, in terms of what people watch, what people search out, it's always niches. And many times, if you look at actually what the biggest search terms are, it's, niches on big issues. Like, let's say sexuality. You know,
Right.
there are people looking for those kind of elements, and art is no different. It follows along the lines of the people who are most active are these focused laser beam communities, and magic is certainly one of those. And that's why I think viral videos are certainly very conducive to it. You know,
Well, here's what I think viral videos are doing. It's showing magic maturing as an art form the way music does. And we've talked about this before. Magic had a bad rap, or sometimes has a bad rap, because there are so few practitioners of it, and the vocabulary is so small among people who have appreciated it. People say, oh, we tried a magician once. It didn't work here at our office party or whatever. The only reason you would say something like that is if you had seen so little magic that you assumed one guy was the same as the next one. That would be the same as saying, oh, we had a guitarist here last year. It didn't work out. We don't do music at our holiday parties anymore. And so likewise, just as I don't say, hey, have you heard that new CeeLo? I say to you, have you seen that new CeeLo song? And I'll send you a link to the video, and you will enjoy that song. I don't say, hey, sit down for an hour and listen to this entire album of CeeLo the way we do with Magic Specials. Magic Specials are given in these hour-long blocks, but meanwhile, there are individual performances throughout the whole thing. You know, these specials are albums, and the individual vignettes, these individual performances are the songs. We share songs, and once we fall in love with a performer or an artist or what they have to say, then we sit through albums and come to love all of their content. But it's always a single song that we audition when we try out new music to enjoy. And that's what I think is happening with the viral videos.
I could not agree with you more. Now, Brian, I'll tell you what. This wouldn't be an office party if it was just two dudes noodling in the corner.
Yes, you are correct.
You know, so I'll tell you what. I know if you guys are watching, Dan Sperry is right now frantically working hard to get online to talk to us. Andrew Mayne, let's see if we can get the man who makes iTricks happen on the line here. Yeah, he's online, so let's try and call him. So we're going to lose your video, Brian.
Hello.
Mr. Andrew Mayne.
How are you, sirs?
You should be online right now with Brian Brushwood. Or we could have lost both. We might have just lost both. I think, yeah, we crashed. Picnic! Sorry, folks. You know, I think we had an issue where I was going to try and add everybody. And there we go. Learn from my mistakes! And that's what I'm trying to do. Andrew's trying to call me, but he's calling me on my phone, and the phone will not work. Here we go. Bri? No. Let's call Andrew Mayne. Call refused. Okay. I want to hang up with Andrew Mayne. You know, I'll tell you what. Here's the problem when you have Skype on 5 different things. Yeah, there we go. I made just a... Hello, Andrew. All right. Here, no, I got to decline video because we're going to bring Brian on as well, and we can't do video. Oh, do you have a thing? You want to show off? Are you dressed for the office party? No. I just want to get because there's a bunch of people that we want to get on. No, you were talking. It's not just a phone in. Oh, stop it. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Mayne. He has created iTricks. What were we wrong on? Or send me video real quick. All right, hold on. Apparently we are having a sound issue. They cannot hear you. No, hold on. Gosh darn it. All right. I might have to, for some reason, Justin TV is not letting me get into the components here, which means I can't get you on. All right, hold on. I'm gonna stop the Justin TV thing and I'll restart. All right. Office party is back on.
Right on.
There
Thank
we go.
goodness.
All right. Now let me get Brian's video here. I'll send you video. I'll call Rudy back. Let's do it all.
Let me
at
tell you,
once.
dude, I'm going to keep it classy. I'm going to keep it classy up in this party.
Yes, exactly. Let me hold on. Wait, hold on. But hold that there. Cheat it again so I can show everybody what you're doing.
I'm just
there
keeping
we
it
go.
classy.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just trying to keep it classy here. If everybody can just class it up for 5 seconds.
Hey.
Now let me try and add Rudy back to this. Rudy?
Bada bing bang.
Hello. Hello.
There we go. Rudy and Andrew, are you there?
Hey, I'm here.
Rudy,
Hey!
Andrew,
Hey!
Brian, we are all here. You are here. It's the iTricks office party. Rudy, welcome. I'll tell you what, we were just talking about magic versus science, remembering our favorite moments of 2010, and you were the person who put that together. For those who are joining us who did not have the absolute fortune to be there, can you please just talk a little bit about how that came together and your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm a little overwhelmed, actually. It's nice to be together, actually. This is pretty cool. Yeah, well, it was my first time at the Magic Castle in 15 years, and they let me put together the entire Magic Castle program, every room in the castle. I just called everybody who was my first choice, and they all said yes, including Chris Kenner, who's not here, but everyone else, including Andrew and Brian Brushwood and yourself, Justin. It was yeah. I mean, I'm kind of melancholy being on here.
Oh no, you shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, it's sad that we're not. It was pretty incredible. It was definitely my highlight of 2010 also.
Well, and I tell you, it's not like I don't want to be one of those jerks that just has to say you should have been there, but son of a bitch, you people should have been there. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, it was whoever called it Magic's Woodstock. It's like I get it, man. It was amazing. It was incredible.
That was a high person that called it Magic's Woodstock.
That was somebody who got slipped brown acid down in the Peller Project.
I think there was a lot of acid going on during Magic versus Science. Basically, any room you walked in was visual acid. Yeah,
Well,
it was something special, and it's really funny because it's one of those things that it's gonna be hard to repeat or top that ever. It just was I don't know if it ever can be. It was just a perfect storm of creative people just having the greatest time ever. It was fantastic.
Well, and one of the things I liked about it was the fact that, and you sounded surprised that everyone said yes. I think a corollary of that is that nobody was there for the money. Everyone was there because they loved Magic and they loved the opportunity. They loved the castle, they loved Magic, and they loved the other performers, which is why such interesting things were able to happen.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now you mentioned that it's going to be hard for something like that to repeat, but I mean, what do you think? What do you think it would take? I mean, really, the essence of it was you get a bunch of cool people who are cool with each other and whose creative spirit kind of meshes together and get it out there. But I mean, is it just getting that to happen or finding new people but I don't know. I mean, that'd be the big challenge for 2011, right?
Yeah, that is a big, and obviously they want it again, but yeah, I don't know how you actually I don't know how you top it.
Yeah. Andrew,
I wonder if that feedback.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of feedback from Andrew. Do you have headsets in, Andrew?
Oh, it's on Andrew's side.
No.
We were getting the weird.
My headsets. Remember what happened to my headsets? But all right, hey Rudy, great to hear from you. Brian, both of you. I wish you all a happy New Year.
Thanks,
Hey, man.
And
he's out. He's like, peace out, bitches. I'm done with you.
that was.
I'm out of here. This is turning into an office party. We got somebody stormed out in a huff already.
No, I mean
Live his
he's
life.
he's a busy guy.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah.
No, I think that's the amazing thing. I think that's the amazing thing about it is that it was a whole group of busy guys. I mean, almost everybody that did it had to give up other work. Especially
Yes.
I mean Brian Brushwood, absolutely he had to cancel a big college date and reschedule and not knowing if he was going to make that money back and obviously
I gave them the show for free. I felt so bad about canceling on them that I gave them the show 100% free, and they ended up booking it in like the busiest week of the year for me. That the back to school college time. So I'm just like, no problem. It's still totally worth it. Still totally worth it.
You know what's really weird, and you know what's really weird about that is everybody I asked basically, because I didn't know you before this, so when I called you, I knew what the situation was with you giving up work, and I think I basically told everybody the same thing. I said, I really think it's going to be something special. I wouldn't ask you to give up work if it wasn't going to be something incredible, and it just was. It was. I just don't know that can ever be. Again, it's been asked of me, but to have every single room be something that people couldn't miss, and people come 3 and 4 nights in a row just so they could see every single show. Very, very.
I tell
good
you, man,
news.
it was a full-on theme park. There was no way you could ride all the rides in one night. I mean, it was amazing. It was the most magical experience I've had.
Oh man, that's so fantastic. Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
And that was certainly something that it was like you said, it was not going to be feasible for a lot of people to do it, without giving up money. That was just the end of the end all be all of it.
Yep. No, and especially, I mean, you look at, I mentioned Brian, but it's like Chris Kenner. If Chris Kenner does anything, we could buy a Ferrari. So for him to give up a week to come out, Chris Kenner gives up a house full of money to come out for a week. So, and it was just.
Well, he brought the whole family too. It was so great to see Katie Kenner and little Zoe, and it was just so neat to see everybody bring so much of themselves to it. I knew everyone was bringing their acts, but I was so impressed with how much of themselves they brought to the place.
Yeah, what was really fun for me also, because I felt it as well, was that every single person that was involved in the show was actually, I wouldn't say they were nervous, but they wanted to bring their A game. So it was amazing to get calls from you, wanting to know, I was sending pictures of the room to you so you can know exactly what you could get away with and, technical considerations. But that came from everybody. I mean, 6 weeks out, Andrew was saying, can I send you, if I have some ideas, I was like, yeah, man, of course. And it was amazing that, you had people like Andrew and Chris Kenner and yourself really, actually concerned that they were going to, bring their A game. And that's why I think it was electric in there.
Didn't it almost feel like that first night or the first day of setup? Didn't it almost feel kind of like the morning of a debate or of a theater tournament or something? Where like everybody, they all have their material and they're all just keyed up and they just want to kick so much ass and get people to clap for us. And it was really neat.
It was really neat, and it was really fantastic. And it's funny that we're talking about this now because I took off a little time for a couple of weeks. I've been writing something, and it talks about a lot about magic versus science, and there's so many cool things about it. And it basically, I tell people this all the time, but if you want to improve your game in anything, you hang out with people who you admire, but even more so than that, people that are better at doing doing what they do better than
people that
so
challenge you, people that intimidate you almost.
Oh, absolutely, and I would say everybody in that place intimidated me, and it was funny because I hadn't done that show for so long, and my show is really technically demanding, and there's so much going on behind the scenes. But to have someone like Chris Kenner walk through my theater to get to the theater, and then yourself, bringing your stuff through, but there was never any. Pardon my French, but I won't say anything bad, but there was never any dickishness. Everybody was supporting everybody. Nobody, it was amazing because everybody almost was everybody else's cheerleader. You know, there was never, oh, I wonder if Andrew Mayne is going to be, you know, I don't want people talking about Andrew Mayne, you know, but
Yeah.
But it was funny because in the end there was so much publicity and, you know, like, and, you know, people that are not easy to get out, like LA Weekly, but they came out and they took equal numbers of photos of yourself, Brian, and Andrew, and, you know, and it was funny because everybody was on the same playing field, you know, from Chris Kenner to myself, you know, to Marilyn Manson being in the shows, and my favorite memory in Magic right now, not just of 2010, but of anything I can remember, is those midnight shows we did. In the castle, the fourth shows where we all did material we didn't do in our own rooms, and that was the closest to punk rock, you know, I've ever experienced in Magic. And it
may be the closest to punk rock that Magic ever experienced. I mean, it was they were totally unpublicized. Like, it was total word of mouth, that it was just known and word spread around that, oh, by the way, there's going to be a last show with some interesting stuff that you may want to see. And it was this collection, this jam session, this impromptu performance where some of the wildest performance art that you'll ever see,
Absolutely.
some of the people at the top of their field just came together for one night. It was so packed in that Main Palace Theater that they had to open all of the fire exits so that people could watch from out in the hallways. And that leads to my favorite part of the whole thing was the castle has a reputation for having some jaded members, you know, who are hard to impress and who, you know, like to crap all over such and such performance or whatever. I was a little bit worried about, you know, the viper's nest that I was stepping into, and I tell you, man, that collection, that A team you put together, minus me, was so good that it won the crowd over. I mean, people were so. It was electric, man. They were like, I've never seen the place this busy, this hopping, this many attractive people. It was unreal.
No, and it was, and you know what's fantastic about it is that, you know, for the most part, I had never really seen anybody's act, so I was, you know, as much of a fan as anybody. But those midnight shows, they weren't even midnight shows. Like 12:30, there were the fourth shows in the Palace, which has never been done in its history. And like you said, they opened the doors so people could stand outside. But they let people. Magic Castle's not a place that breaks rules. So for them to open those doors and to let people stand in the you know, in the aisles was amazing. But I loved that those shows, those midnight shows that really felt like punk rock, were basically Marilyn Manson on stage with us, then you doing, you know, your material that you weren't doing in any other room, all the way to Michael Carbonaro, who's going to be on Jimmy Kimmel on January 4th, by the way.
Oh, that's fantastic. Good for him.
Yeah, he's doing the shaving cream act on Jimmy Kimmel on January 4th. And then all the way, you know, those midnight shows were material that we didn't do any other time during the week, but also people that didn't even appear again. And one of them is Dan Sperry, who did the first midnight show and just blew the roof off the place. And you know, and it was funny because Dan didn't do, because we were so packed with performers, he wasn't in any other show doing his real act. So when he did, and it was amazing.
Yeah, and that's something I wanted to say. Like, in the chat room right now, Bizarro's in there saying, you know, oh, I was on the B team, and I'm saying, no, dude,
no B
that
team.
was exactly. That was my favorite place to go hang out, was down by the Peller Project to see the live, the walk around and the I forget what you call it, but the stage down in the basement
right, the inner
area.
Circle, right? Yeah.
Yes.
No,
yes.
my God. And you had Bizarro. You know, Bizarro now, it's funny because before Magic vs. Science, Bizarro, you know, it's funny, the Magic Castle in general is a little bit timid on bringing in new people. You know what I mean? Even if they know about people, I mean, it's a little bit timid.
Actually, guys, hold on for 2 seconds. We're going to bring Andrew back in. He's
awesome.
He's found some headsets. Andrew, are you there? You there, Andrew?
I'm here.
All right. Let's put you in there. Andrew, Mayne, you are back on.
Yeah, Justin mocked my headsets earlier today because my iPhone headset, I managed to split the cable on it.
Yeah.
So when I got the feedback thing, he's like, "You need headsets." It's like, oh, why would you say that?
No, I didn't mock you. I feel your pain because.
No, you didn't.
I've ruined like 3 headsets.
Yeah.
So before we move on to the rest of 2010, I do want to get, because we haven't heard Andrew's perspective on the whole Magic versus Science experience. What really stuck out in your mind of that entire week, Andrew?
It was awesome. I mean, it's one thing to be able to go perform with, it's one thing to have a great show. It's something to have a great show and to have your friends in the audience and to have people see it. But then to have great shows and to have your friends on other stages having great shows and to have your friends all around, that is about just the most awesome thing you can imagine. And that was what was so great about it was, you want to share that stuff. And so much of Magic is an egomania kind of thing. It's about me or you or this or that. Everybody come watch me. And then you get to tell your friends, I did this, and maybe they didn't work that night or whatever. But to be in an environment where everybody gets to go have awesome shows in front of people and have your buddies have the same feelings, that's a wonderful experience because you get to share that. And it's so hard. We don't get to share a lot of that experience in Magic because it is a very solo kind of thing. So really, that was the best part of it was, to be able to walk, go do my bit and then go over and go watch you perform, Brian, and to be able to sit there like a regular audience person and have that reaction and watch them just get floored. Go sneak downstairs into Rudy's show, watch them get floored, then go run up to try to, do my little show. And, it doesn't get any better than that, because, a lot of times we watch people perform like, oh, I want to be there. I want that attention. But then it's like you're getting it, your friends are getting it, and everybody's having fun. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
sorry, Rudy. We're getting from Bizarro in the chat room wants to know, Andrew, how many times did you drink liquid nitrogen during your performance? For anybody that saw that, just so folks know that there was a physical toll to your performance.
I screwed up one night, and I actually froze part of my tongue.
Oh, no.
No, absolutely. I saw it, man. It was mean, man. Andrew Mayne is a hockey player for having braved through that. But describe real quick, Andrew. The explicit detail of what went along with doing something like that.
Well, we had to, you can't just walk in off the street and get liquid nitrogen. So we had to track down a source from it. So we actually had a mad scientist who supplied us with it. And then we found another place more locally we could get it from. But we would do this thing where I needed about 6 containers of it every night. So we would go in there with this one rated container you're allowed to put it into in the front office. And they would send us out back where they had these 3-story tall cylinders that the liquid nitrogen came through, right? And we would we'd go back there because we got sent back, and then we'd pull out all these other containers, things that I made out of thermoses from Target and coolers and stuff, and start filling that up with liquid nitrogen. If the guys in the front office knew that we were doing that, they would have thrown us out. But because the guy in the back thinks that we're okay because we got sent through, but all he knows is we showed the people in the front the one Dewar's flask we had.
Yeah.
And side note, I mean, I tell you how petty I know I can be. The sole reason I decided to do liquid nitrogen was because I thought Brian was going to be doing fire.
That would have been great. A whole fire and ice thing, man. That
I was
awesome.
like, all right, Brian's doing fire. And Brian's fire bit, by the way, you guys haven't seen it. It's awesome. And like, I hate jugglers. I hate fire eaters. I hate all that. Brian's routine.
I hate Brian Brushwood.
No, I just did. No, I do hate you because, your fire routine's fantastic. And so it's really a tight routine. I know there's a magician skeptic out there who I won't name names who everybody says his is, oh, you got to see his. No, Brian's is way better. Way better.
Just for you guys, I don't know if you're watching the live stream I have right up now, that is Andrew Mayne blowing a cloud of liquid nitrogen after drinking it in the face of Marilyn Manson, which was downstairs in the basement of the Magic Castle. Which was great. It was this great somber sort of, like summer camp is over, one last dance kind of thing. And
yeah. It's not often that you make Manson uncomfortable. So that's
which there we go. There's a very kind of nervous looking Marilyn Manson, which is something that Rudy you can certainly speak to. Is
yeah.
He doesn't really.
And just in case
he's dropped his character right there for a second. It's pretty awesome.
And
I just want
to
vote also on the fire eating thing, which was fantastic because I think that your fire eating routine is so good that even if you couldn't use fire, it would be good. It's more it's such a great it was more poetry than
Sure. Brian's gonna do the new halitosis routine.
That's right. That's right. I just want to point out on that photo, despite the placement of that cloud of smoke, that is not the fog coming out of Marilyn's crotch. That is the fog that is being blown from Andrew Mayne directly.
Yeah, well, but yeah, that was another thing that was, for some reason, Marilyn Manson shows up during that final night where everybody's, saying goodbye, we're all hugging each other because everyone's going to be leaving, like, the next day, and Marilyn Manson's walking around with a guy who's, like, walking 2 feet behind him with a button that just blows smoke out of Manson's pants.
And you know why? Because he totally thinks that's what magic is, he which is so fucking cool. I mean, it was, I mean, who has an assistant, a paid assistant, to follow them around with a mini smoke machine blowing smoke out of their crotch? It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
As of right now, I'm gonna. I don't care what I have to mortgage.
And it was really cool. But I just wanted to get back to Bizarro because I started talking about how the Magic Castle is pretty timid about hiring people. The Magic Castle now Bizarro is a Magic Castle star. He could do anything he wants there because of what he brought to Magic versus Science. He basically took the inner circle, and for the money that they would normally pay, well, nobody got paid, but I'm saying especially like for the money downstairs in the inner circle, it's really like, I don't know, it's like restaurant magician, I mean, normally the people that are just behind the bar doing it, and Bizarro turned it into his whole environment, and then brought people in like Brett Loudermilk, who I didn't even know before Bizarro brought him in, and made that that downstairs between Casey McMahon, my friend who provided all the weird costumes and art. And
it looked fantastic down there. That was great.
Yeah. And then, but Bizarro, I believe, you have Frank Olivier and Michael Carbonaro in the Peller Theater, and then they come out, and Bizarro absolutely kept, he took it from when people left that place. They never went back upstairs. The people that were in the Peller Theater for that last show never left again because of Bizarro, bringing it. And Bizarro performed 4 or 5 hours a night. So I just want to say again, he, I don't think it was a surprise to anybody else because it was funny because basically to book Magic versus Science, I asked people like Andrew and Justin and Chris, who I should hire, and everybody they recommended, without even knowing who some, I mean, I knew some of them by name, but it was amazing. That's how it was actually magical how it all came together, and that's why I don't know if it can be repeated in the same way again.
Well, and one more comment on Bizarro. People don't realize that, or many people do not pause to think about the fact that that the deck is stacked in your favor when you're in a theater. Everyone is shuffled in. They're placed in chairs that are pointed towards you. You have all of these conventions that are built to make people be a good audience, no matter whether they want to or not. In a situation that Bizarro was performing in, it is very challenging, and you have to rely on your ability to engage the audience directly, to make them see the story that you're telling and get them sucked into it, which is very difficult. And to me, that is the true test. Like the gig that you and me and Andrew and Chris, that we all had, was almost cake compared to the challenges that Bizarro had, and his ability to engage everyone in that situation was absolutely amazing.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
All right. Well, I mean, Rudy, especially talking about all this, the big $10,000 question is: will you attempt to do a Magic versus Science 2 Electric Boogaloo in 2010?
2011?
11. Sorry. Yes. No. I mean, like, will you try and invent time travel?
Like same thing. Well, here's the thing. The honest answer about this is that, I desperately want to because it was so much fun, and there are a couple other different people who I would want to get. So
hear that, Brian? We're out.
No. Yeah. That's
okay.
the thing about it is that there are dream people, and when I say that, I think what I would probably do with those dream people is I would put those people in the Palace, and maybe in the Peller, you know what I mean? It's like, it's those kind of people. But it's like, if I could bring the same people in for Magic vs. Science 1 as Magic vs. Science 2, that's what I would want to do. You know what I mean? And maybe I wouldn't do my full show in the Palace, so I could bring in different, people that I really, really admire, that I would love, that I think that should be part of it. So that's the weird thing. Could you bring the same people in? Maybe. I don't know that you would ever get the same people at the same time. Yeah. So it's a conundrum,
Yeah. Okay.
But,
Wait, hold on. People are saying that we are frozen. Are you guys seeing me?
They're saying audio's good, but the video is frozen like Andrew's tongue.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I was just because I had a picture of Rudy up there. So, all right. I guess people just need to reload the screen.
All right, I'll go ahead and...
Yeah. No, I just had a picture of Rudy. The screen was not frozen. It was just in fact a still picture.
It's like a photo of me with the Eiffel Tower for.
Yeah, I have no idea where that's from.
That's awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what. We have a lot of people that want to join us. I think we may have unfortunately.
Yeah, I tell you what. I actually have my brother's in town from Seattle, so I'm actually gonna bow out right now. I'm gonna be the first jerk to sneak out of the party. And but man, it was awesome seeing everyone. It was great to reconnect with you, Rudy. You guys have a fantastic time. Congratulations on a hell of a 2010, gentlemen.
All right, brother. Absolutely, Brian. Thank you very, very much for showing up.
You got it, boss. I'll catch you later.
There we go. All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen.
My phone is I don't get reception in my.
Oops, sorry, folks.
Someone should text Chris Kenner and get him in on this.
You want to know what? We actually have Kenner, I believe, is on right now. Magic Newswire is recording their end of the year podcast, and they would like to join us for a few minutes. But the only thing is, I don't know if we are going to be able to do it over Skype, since I thought we were able to put as many people as we needed on the Skype thing, but it seems like we only can do 3, so they're gonna have to wait.
That's weird, huh? It should be all of us.
I don't know what the issue is. Because I have in the past we've had gigantic gatherings here on these live streams where we've had 12, 13, 14 people. However, I don't know what the problem is. I don't think it might be. I don't know. We could try it. I could try and get everybody on. You guys want to try?
Yeah, try.
Yeah, why not?
All right. So let me try and call him. So you guys, you're gonna be muted for a second.
Yeah. All right.
Rudy, what are you eating?
What am I eating? How are you, man?
I'm good.
Okay, you guys are still on, FYI.
Wait a second.
So don't say anything.
All right, and now Dodd is calling me back.
Here we go.
All right, Dodd, you there?
We're here.
All right, now here's the big question: are we going to be able to merge these two calls?
I think you've got everybody online. Can you hear all of our guys?
Yeah,
I can hear crashing your party.
I can hear all of you guys. However, I have Andrew, Mayne, and Rudy Coby, and let's see. I don't know how we can merge everybody.
Yeah, I can hear you great, and you can hear Chase.
All right, could you do me a favor and try and call Andrew and Rudy?
Sure, absolutely.
Let's just try and do that. Hold on, let me get them back on.
Hello.
Cameron Ramsey. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. Andrew, Rudy.
Yeah.
Dodd is going to add you to his call, and that way we don't have to try and merge two conference calls. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be back in 1 minute.
All right. Dodd?
Yes.
All right, so here we go. Dodd, while you try to add people there, we'll go down the list of everybody that is here right now, starting from the bottom of the list that I've been given. Chase, go forth. Welcome to the iTricks office party.
Hi, Justin. How are you, sir?
I'm doing A-okay. Cameron Ramsey, who is now, of course, contributing reviews also for iTricks. Welcome, Camram.
Hello, guys. How's it going? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. Silly Billy, David K., welcome to the iTricks office party.
Thank you, Justin. I'm glad to be on iTricks, the other guys.
There we go, exactly. And Dodd Biggers, of course, he of Magic Newswire, the Magic Week in Review, or no, Magic This Week in Magic. I'm sorry.
Yes, Magic Week.
So many Magic podcasts, Okay, now, Dodd, can you add Rudy and Andrew?
I do not see Rudy or Andrew. Oh wait, there's Rudy. Hold on, let's see if I can add Rudy. I haven't seen Andrew yet. Justin, text me Andrew's ID and I'll try and
It
add
is.
him
It
in.
is Andrew Mayne. So simple. Rudy's
Hey,
on.
Rudy,
Okay.
how are you?
Rudy
Good,
Coby.
we're good.
All right. Now Andrew Mayne.
With the E, right?
Yeah, M-A-Y. You know, maybe I can just call him and add him to this.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
E-N-D.
I'm joking. I'm adding
I
it.
I
Awesome.
predict
This
that.
is like
Yeah, I predict that when we're all on the radio at the same time, it's going to go perfectly.
Andrew Mayne, are you there?
Hey, yeah, is that David?
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
hey Andrew, how you doing?
There
Hey,
we
good to hear
go.
from you.
Yeah, I just met Andrew a couple of weeks ago.
Is the
Yeah,
chat room
yeah.
still open? Oh, why am I talking? Sorry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. When I imagined the iTricks office party, this is what I wanted. I wanted Andrew Mayne, Rudy Coby, David Kay, Cameron Ramsey, Chase Goforth, and Don Vickers, all on one major league podcast. It is very, very, very exciting.
It's like the office down the hall crashed, or we crashed them. You know.
And you missed the last 10 minutes. We're just drunk dialing celebrity magicians. So
really.
yes,
All
we've already
right.
talked to. We've already
Well,
talked
you
to.
got me, guys. You got me. Now, what do you want to do now that I'm here?
We've already talked to Matt King and Pam Thompson, and we're still working our way through the list. So
Yeah, we insulted the best of the bunch.
But if you guys stay tuned to next week's episode of Magic's, whatever, we're going to call our ex-girlfriends next episode.
Great one, Cameron.
Did you expect more out of me?
Really, really well done. Really, really well done. All right, well, guys, let me go around. We've been talking about the biggest Magic memories of 2010 and trends in Magic. Let me start with you, David. What was Magic moment wise? What would you say sticks out the most to you?
Actually, give me a minute if you don't mind. I have to. I'm reviewing. I actually don't have an answer for that question at the moment. I'm looking back.
Wow.
Cameron Ramsey. The hot potato is to you.
I think the invention of the printing press this year has really influenced Magic a lot.
Oh, okay. That's really funny.
No, that didn't.
You just
that didn't
can't even
happen
get
this
the bat off your shoulder, can you? You're just swinging at anything.
Hot potato to the birthday. Oh, you know what my highlight is? Today, ladies and gentlemen, the 30th, I believe. It is Chase Goforth's birthday. Let's all give Chase a happy birthday.
All right.
Oh,
Yay!
wow.
Happy birthday.
Oh, look at that sexy man.
There we
Couple pounds
go.
less.
Exactly. I mean, come on. There's nothing that sticks out in your mind. You didn't have anything that went on or that you remember.
I was ready for a product, Justin, like we talked about. Now I gotta get bigger.
All right, we can do the iTricks trick of the year.
No. America's Got Talent, that they actually like magicians now.
Oh, good point. Very good point.
That was.
See, came off the shoulder, foul ball.
Now, Cameron, you got to be careful. I mean, I thought that was genuinely good, but you don't want to mistake praise that we give you for like Special Olympics praise. Where
Yeah, but you know what? That gold trophy looks really good from 20 feet away either way.
yes. There's no chocolate in there, Cameron.
okay, I'm gonna kiss Rudy Coby's ass, but not because I'm trying to kiss his ass. I really did think Magic versus Science rocked this year.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
Rudy Coby,
I think
Rudy
that was,
Coby may have changed perception of the castle for
Right,
I don't know
and-
how many hundreds of
so I
people.
don't mind throwing that out there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we
Appreciate
were talking about just a little bit. Brian was on a little bit earlier on the live stream, but yeah, I mean, and Dodd, you didn't get to take in Magic versus Science, but from an outsider's perspective, I mean, I guess for me covering it, it was always like, are we overplaying this because we're here? But from somebody who wasn't there, did it seem like, hey, this is a really cool,
it
crazy
totally
thing?
did. I mean, the feedback we got from the interviews we did with Rudy and from everyone that did see it and all the blog posts and the news in the mainstream, it was a great moment. And I think that it definitely woke people up to the Magic Castle and what it was today versus, the perception that it might have had a year ago where it's a bunch of old fuddy-duddies sitting around smoking cigars and talking about the Vernon, Revelations books or something. That's not what the Magic Castle is anymore. And I think Rudy definitely woke people up to what it can be. and your involvement and Andrew's involvement and Brian's involvement and Rudy hosting it and Marilyn Manson being there. I think that was a great moment for Magic this year.
Yeah, and there was a cool celebrity quotient to it. I remember like when Eli Roth showed up and Katy Perry and Russell Brand, if I'm correct, right, Rudy?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, and it's funny that Eli Roth still like follows us on Twitter. Like he'll make comments and we'll be.
Oh,
you know,
really?
We'll be, yeah. I know he does with Chris Kenner too. We'll make like a weird Magic comment that we think we're like sending it at each other, and then Eli Roth will just pop in and comment on it. So.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, it's really, it was a great, I think it was a great year for Magic. I mean, for me personally, but that week was special, and I've had a great week being on both of your podcasts. It's fun to return to Magic and sort of, I think I've made more friends this year than I've made in my lifetime, and especially that Magic versus Science week. It was amazing because there was a lot of people I hadn't met in person, and we're still buddies all the time. So,
Yeah, we've had some great chats with people, and I know Justin's had you on it's been great having you back involved, and I think Dan Sperry. I don't know if Dan's on the line, but I know he was earlier or supposed to be. But Dan and his involvement in AGT. I mean, you guys have brought a lot to the table this year that I think a lot of people have enjoyed listening to, and I appreciate having you back amongst us to tell us what we're doing wrong as well as what we're doing right, Rudy.
Yeah,
Rudy, you
no.
scare me on Twitter. I get worried if you're gone for like 3 days. I'm afraid you're gonna go on hiding again. You can't do that to us.
Please,
Sorry,
please,
dude.
Rudy, promise you'll never leave us again. Promise.
Sorry, dude. Yeah, and what's really been fun is it's fun actually. Between iTricks and your site, Dodd, it's fun actually going to a site that actually feels, iTricks feels like it is as fun as Boing Boing. I think it's like it's like Monty Python has invaded Magic, but I think that your two sites are taking advantage of it the best as far as the internet,
And Rudy,
Twitter.
I think both of it comes from all of us, Dodd and iTricks and us. We love Magic.
Yeah.
We very much love Magic. We love
Absolutely.
magicians. We're not getting in here to tell people why they're doing it wrong, what we think they're stupid or whatever. We get it. We understand Magic is complex. There's good and there's bad Magic, but we'd like to talk about what we think is great and good. And I think that's the thing that differentiates what we're doing versus everybody else.
No, I agree, and I think that's one of the reasons I wanted to jump in when Justin told me you guys were doing your show. I think a lot of people see us as rivals, and it's one more way for me to make sure people know that I don't see us that way.
Oh, we are, Todd. We are.
I am barely holding in
love
my
to say
contempt.
But no, I recommend you guys to people all the time.
Homeless people in the street, cats and dogs, strays.
I mean, he spells it differently, but he still recommends it.
It's ITRIKSS, right? No,
well,
but
I mean, Dodd, you've obviously got a passion for this, and you've made a name for yourself, because you love Magic, and you do a really good job of going out there and talking to people, and that very much carries through, and you've earned your success very much so. And there are Magic institutions that have been out there online, we won't name names, that are there because they're the default, and that wasn't your case. You're a guy who went out there and worked very hard to get it, and have very much earned the popularity you have because you went out there and said, hey, let me show you what I like about Magic and talk to people about that. And I think that's great.
Well, I think that's the same for you, and that's why I want to make sure people, I get emails all the time from people saying, I don't like this show or that website, and I'm going, it's all about Magic.
We
and
never
I think,
get those. We never get those.
No, never. But I recommend your site all the time to people for different reasons. I think we complement one another, not compete.
I do too. I do too. And what's funny is at the beginning of the year, well, I don't remember exactly when this was. I guess it was at the beginning of the year. But when Andrew was on the cover of Magic Magazine, and I think my comment about him was that Andrew made Magic fun again. Like when I was a kid, the reason I became really, really passionate in Magic, when I think I was about to give up, was reading Paul Harris's first books. He brought fun to Magic, with his imagination and the illustrations in those books. And I believe that Andrew, his approach to Magic is that for me. But I absolutely believe that about Dodd also. Your site and iTricks are both really funny. And the reason those podcasts that Dodd does every week are great, especially the group ones, is that they're actually really, really funny. I've never been on those shows where I didn't laugh my ass off. And iTricks is awesome because it's irreverent and it's not a it has an attitude, but it's not a it's a love towards magic with attitude, which is fantastic. And I like iTricks because there's room for the hipper people, but also I love the fact that Chris Angel came on.
No, that was a really cool,
With
that was
Joe
a really
Monte,
good thing
yeah.
for him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic, and I think that what's really cool is I think a lot of magicians become bitter and they become jealous of other magicians because they think, oh, if that person makes it, there's no room for me. But I think iTricks and the Magic Newswire, it's the same thing. There's room for both. You guys are doing it differently because you're doing original, with originality. And so I think it's been a good magic year because it's shown that magic is fun. It's just like I can listen to, I love tuning into both your sites every day and seeing what's going to be on there. And I can't say that of 2009, or 2008.
I think that just shows the power. That just shows the power of we're actually a real media now. In Magic, there's the magazines.
Yeah. Well, and I've always
got shown its respect by Magic Magazine this year.
It's always been about community. I think no matter what, it's you don't want to be the king of something that doesn't have any weight, right? You don't want to be a player in something in an empty room.
Right.
So the more people that are there.
Here's what I think happened this year. The first people to get on the internet, the first magician, magic-wise, were retailers, and then and also guys, who do magic for a living, and that's their website, and you can hire them for your party and so on. But I think that I just feel as though this year your two websites with the podcasts really, came into their own. They were lagging in the first few years of the internet. But I think that the kind of numbers that you guys are doing now proves that.
Yeah.
I think Justin, you just said the word community.
Yeah.
Shows that there really is a magic community, and there's something about the two sites that we were actually just talking about before we linked up with iTricks, which is the passion for magic. People have passion for magic, and when you listen to these guys who are being interviewed, you can really hear the passion that they have for the art, and you can also hear it, for that matter, in the questions that are being asked by the interviewer. And it's like one of those things. It really is almost like the first magic convention that you ever went to when you were 13 or 12 or whatever it was. And it's like you walk in this room and I'm like, oh my God, all these people are just like me. And with the internet now, these two podcasts, people can sign on all over the world and really listen to people who are just as passionate about magic. So
I'm nothing like Andrew. Nothing.
Is it my turn to kiss Rudy's ass for a second?
Yes, your turn.
Sure. Go ahead, Chase. Kiss
Move
away.
over.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's clear the air. All right, hold on, wait. Oh, I need a sound here for this. There's gonna be butt kissing here.
Oh no, he's going to the soundboard.
Okay, here we go. And let's go ahead. Just say something nice about Rudy.
Besides the fact that he's been a hero since I was 14 years old. All right.
There we go, lady. Bravo, bravissimo.
My biggest moment this year in Magic was a very personal moment, and it came about because of some discussions with Rudy Coby. And Andrew and Dodd figure into this too, but Rudy has always been just push for character. Be different, go bigger, push the character. Dodd's the same way, go bigger, do bigger accent, go bigger. Andrew's been the same way, push the character. And Rudy, something happened this summer. I did a show, and if you do, anybody who does family shows, when you come out in the lobby afterwards, if you do any decent show whatsoever, there will be little kids pretending to be magicians in the lobby. And it's always real fun to watch them. Well, I pushed the character more than I ever have before this year. And I came out after a show, and I was looking at the little kids, and they were pretending to be magicians, and I thought, well, that's really cute. And then I noticed they're not pretending to be magicians, they're pretending to be me.
That's awesome.
And that's a totally different thing. I mean,
little magic wands, little beers, and little cozies.
Yeah.
Exactly what it was. But they were pretending that they had a stick horse that could talk to them and read lines and do all that.
Yeah.
And it's such a different. I can't say what a different feeling that is. Of that there was enough. I put enough on stage for them to want to imitate me, not just be a magician. And that's all. Kids, if you're out there, anything Rudy Coby says, you better write it down and take it to heart. Because
what's funny, Chase, is I think that's my favorite. That's my favorite. I love that sentence. They were pretending to be me. Because that's exactly, that's you summed it up in one sentence. If you can do that, if you can, push that, cartoonized version of you, and that doesn't mean stupid or silly. I mean, kids can imitate Ricky Jay because he's such a great character. Right. But which would be awesome.
That is something I want to see. I could not get enough of seeing that.
I would see it.
By the way, I want someone to be doing a Lil Ricky sketch for YouTube immediately, post haste.
I would love to see the little kid versions of Juan Tamariz and Ricky.
It would be like a Muppet Babies kind of thing. I think this should be fantastic. I think we've hit on exactly what. Yeah, I know, the Tiny Toons version of the magic industry.
Anytime you can make Rudy snort, you've hit on something.
Yeah. Ready, watch
I think I've snorted a lot on your shows, both of your shows this year.
Picnic table.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, that's not for publication.
No. Oh no, that's right.
Back to
Oh my
yeah, Rudy. So is Chase still kissing your ass? Is that why he's not talking?
I think it's over.
That's it. Still got a mouthful.
Yeah, that I haven't really watched that. I won't say the name of the person who's that you pointed out because I don't want to embarrass her. So I don't want to Smarlet Schmingbagen. I won't. But yeah, that haunts my dreams. I've only watched it that day, but I think I still hear the singing in my head.
Oh.
I thought you were.
So anyhow, change of topic here.
Sure. All right. Well,
the boss man came back and he's
before we get ourselves in too deep. Yeah, topic change.
Hey, Andrew.
On that.
well, let me.
Mayne,
Yes.
I'm going to be performing next month, or if you want to see me, my lecture dates are going to be. I'm sorry, what was that, David?
I was going to say, tell us what was important in magic this year for you. We mentioned over on iTricks, our live stream over there, was that for me was a year watching in pop culture how the Pee Wee Herman play show, or the Pee Wee Herman play, going to Broadway, the popularity of silly things like unicorns and stuff. Like, I'm a guy that likes to go towards sort of like that silly sort of childish sort of thing, and I've always done so with the caveat of like, hey, maybe I'm being a little bit ironic. And this year was the realization I don't have to say that. It's cool. People can enjoy stuff that's, some of those fun things that were fun where kids are cool enough that you can be a grown up about it and not have to pretend that you're being kitschy or ironic. And so that's affected my performing style and a lot of things I've gone in for. I feel like, I'm very comfortable. I mentioned the Magic Castle. I put Bigfoot into my show. I like Bigfoot. And that was the thing that this year was a realization for me that, grown up, I've always known that grown-ups like to, like the same things that kids can like in some ways, but sometimes you have to give them permission. And this year I realized you don't need to anymore. People are hip and they can enjoy that stuff. So nice. That's good. That's really good.
I think you're right. This is magic related in a way, but because it's you. But I do want to recommend Weird Things podcast for anybody that hasn't listened to it.
Yeah,
I
me too.
love, and I've told Justin and I've told Brian this. I love the Weird Things podcast, and if you're not listening to that, you definitely need to. You guys have great stuff to talk about, but you always crack me up on that podcast.
Thank you.
No, it's a great
Well,
show.
and that's it's one of those things that it's interesting if you look at kind of the readerships of not only our two sites, but just kind of like there's this own like our own like kind of like cross section. It's funny how the internet creates cross sections beyond the niches you find. Like we gather because people like a magic site or people like something else, but then you kind of find out quickly that like wow, we all kind of have these other related peripheral interests, and that's why I think Weird Things kind of immediately found an audience of iTricks people.
Yeah.
Because there's you realize like, oh wow, a lot of us do think Bigfoot's cool. A lot of us do think that it's interesting to see ghosts and chupacabras and stuff like that. So it's very it's funny to kind of see that.
How is it possible, or just let's talk about this. The Magic magazine's readership are going down, and they're probably doing, depending on who you ask, 5,000, 6,000 maybe. And yet the numbers for the Magic websites and the podcasts are way higher than that. So what's going on?
Well, I think you have. You have to ask them in terms of what's going on for them. I know Magic Magazine's coming out with an iPad thing, which is very, very smart for them, and I think they do great product. But ultimately, it's like anything else. You got to figure out how to evolve, and there's the same thing with us. I mean, I think there's even a lot of stuff with iTricks that we can absolutely do better, and we hope to, and it's just. Sorry, go ahead.
If you think, if you think about like David Blaine's first TV special was what, 1997.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you were 12 years old and you watched that TV special and you got hooked onto Magic, like, maybe some of us were with Copperfield or Doug Henning, you're 25 now. You're 25 years old now, and you grew up in a post-web environment. You didn't subscribe to magazines. At 12 years old, everything was starting to blow up between the web, and then a few years later you had blogs and then podcasts. Magazines are not your form of content. So I think that's a big part of it, is that audience is now, we keep to think of like, oh, the Theory 11 kids or this or that, or Penguin Magic or whatever, but now they're not kids anymore. They're adults. Some of them are married. They're having kids. And so that demographic has gotten older, but it's a demographic that traditionally would have subscribed to magazines. Now they don't.
That's fantastic. Isn't that amazing?
And I would say, too, that, the barrier to entry is lower. You don't have to go somewhere. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to pay for it. We give it to you for free. And if you like what we're doing, you support the advertisers that support us, or you make a donation or whatever the method of supporting what we're doing is. But, yeah, we're just putting it out there. And we're assuming if you like it, you're going to do something to support what we do. And that may be buying a product from one of the sponsors but, yeah, I mean, it's a different – I don't know. It's a different level of what we're doing. And plus, I think we respond to the audience. We have to a little more quickly than the magazines can at times. I think the content the magazines deliver is something that's very important, because it's stuff that we're not going to do. We're not going to write, a 3-month expose on Di Vernon and his revelations and who Erdnase is. So the content they deliver is very important, but I think there's an audience out there that appreciates what we do because we deliver it. We're a little more nimble. We can deliver it a little more quickly. We can respond to something in the news, get somebody on the phone, and have a conversation with them that you can't get from a magazine, just like the radio or the TV was back in the day when they started outrunning the newspapers.
Yeah.
And it's only the start.
Another thing too, like, and Dodd, you could probably touch upon this, is that when I love Magic Magazine. I think Stan Allen's family, they're absolutely great. I love that. And getting to know them more, you understand the complexity of trying to put together a magazine and what it is and to the challenges of that. When I was younger, I kind of got a little bit frustrated with just magazines, Magic magazines in general, because it didn't seem representative to my experience in Magic. Not just my own experience personally, but there seemed to be a focus in all the magazines, of a particular group of magicians you'd hear about. And, you talk to Stan, you realize they're always trying to find the new thing, but the people around you are kind of telling you the same things over and over again. And the advantage of being on the web is we get new every day. And I think we get a lot more feedback from our audience in a much more immediate way. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? And it's cheaper and easier for us to say, hey, look over here, look over there, than trying to assign a writer and to do that sort of stuff. And so it is sort of we can be much more reactive, and there's places where you don't want to be in print, but for us it's helpful. And I think that's kind of what it certainly, kind of makes us feel. I mean, again, what is relevant? I don't know, but I always was frustrated there when I pick up a Magic magazine. I go, this isn't what Magic is to me.
Yeah, and I think that, but at the same time, I think there's content there that I appreciate that I'm not going to do, and I would hate to see either one of those magazines disappear.
Oh, absolutely.
But Richard, does a lot more of the history stuff, which I love, and Stan does enough of that. But they do the in-depth coverage that we're not going to do.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I do worry about those in the future because I think that's content that we don't want to lose. It's information we don't want to lose. And I appreciate that so many people like what you and I are doing, but I want to make sure we support, and that's why I do everything I can to support Genie and Magic with interviews and, complimenting stories they're doing to make people go find out more by reading the magazine, because there's so much content out there that, I mean, if they're not there, we're going to lose it. I mean, look at what the Conjuring Arts is doing. Look at that. I mean, that's a magazine. If you weren't a subscriber, and that's not a cheap subscription, that's content you'll never find anywhere else. We're certainly not going to do that. You're not going to get you and me sitting around for 4 hours talking about the famous French magician that did a disappearing chicken up his butt. But you'll find that in the
great method. Great method though, for real.
But I mean, actually, ironic, that actually isn't not particularly that trick. That's new to me. But I actually was just at the Conjuring Arts Research Center last week, and fantastic resource. And there's a lot of things in it that to me are I actually do love that kind of level of scholarship in there, because it is fascinating. But it's exciting to see where the directions are going. You have Kalush and company with that are saying there's a group of people who are very interested in this very interesting areas of history of Magic that we didn't know about, and they're doing active research with that. And then you have Magic Magazine with Stan, who's saying, you know what, we're going to go make ourselves digital. They're going to go on the iPad, and I'm excited about seeing what Magic Magazine's going to look like on there.
Yeah.
That was one of my biggest problems. Has always been like the consumption problem. Is that trying to keep up with stuff. But now that I can have all this media on one device and get to it, exciting to me.
All right, now I'll tell you what, we're going to try and grow our party by one. Let me see if I can technically figure it out. I'm going to call him right now and try and add him.
Doc.
All right, here we go.
Hello, Justin Robert Young.
Yes, all right. I can't add you. I'm going to have Dodd add you real quick. All right, I'll call you right back.
Okay.
You're going to get a call right back, okay? All right, I cannot, for some reason, I don't know, for some reason I'm not being able to add people, but Dodd, let me
Dodd can.
Which one were you wanting?
Yeah, let me chat you his
Was it
his
CK?
name there. No.
Oh, Katie's in the chat room now.
Yeah, Katie's there.
All right, Katie's there. Dodd, you get that?
Yeah, I did. Hold on.
All right, if you can add him real quick.
Yeah, Dodd is like Mouse in the Matrix. He's
yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I cannot.
I have control.
I cannot add more than 2 people here. But thank you that Dodd is on here and helping us.
Dodd saves the day. I like Katie in the chat room says, "I have no baby tonight." Like what? Is it dingo?
Oh. A dingo ate your baby.
Working on it.
Oh, this is funny.
All right, well, the man who wants to join us is somebody who has certainly helped beef up our iTricks live streaming stuff this year. He was the conduit for which we did have Chris Angel on. He is a creative consultant for Chris and a fantastic writer, performer, and creator in his own right. His most recent trick is a 3-card Monty, and that is Joe Monty. Joe Monty, hopefully we'll be able to get on.
He's not showing up. If Joe's listening, have him.
That was a great intro, Justin.
It was,
and
I'll
save that for the
in
next
post.
time.
Yes. And
Why didn't we get those kind of
I'm
intros?
not showing him. I'm not
I
showing.
know, seriously.
He's not appearing.
Dude's not even here.
I searched for him even on the context the way you sent it, and
No, that's that's the name. Hold on, let me have.
hold on. Let me do it a different way.
Yeah.
He wants to call.
Can we go on about how cool it is to be the new media stuff and all that?
Oh no. Let's go back to how good of a job Dodd does on Skype. Let's go back to that.
We should talk about the sword basket. It's not. It's not. You can't get it for the special price anymore. But still,
No,
it's a good 2010 purchase.
Yeah, Justin
Can't get it anymore. We sold out.
text me.
Really? All right.
The Magic Newswire. So
Sold out already?
Okay.
I can give that out anyway. But yeah, the Magic Newswire. If Joe, if he wants to hit me up with, and I'll add him in. But he's not showing up when I search for him.
So Wednesday, January 5th, I will be at the IBM Ring 50 in Washington, D.C. January 6th, we have Mark DeSouza's Theater, which is sold. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yep.
No, Marcus is the theater. The day after that, we're going to be at Denny and Lee's Friday in Baltimore.
That's awesome.
And then Saturday we have off, and Sunday we are going to be at Rockville, Maryland, the magic shop, Barry's Magic Shop out there.
So all of our iTricks listeners and Magic Newswire listeners, Andrew's lecture, I've seen it before. It's
Thanks, Kevin.
Can I plug something?
Yeah, Andrew, how was the? I want to hear. Let's hear from Silly Belly because how was the? Tannen's is my old stomping ground. I was very jealous that I couldn't see Andrew Mayne at Tannen's Magic Shop, so I want to hear the report.
Well, I did see Andrew Mayne at Tannen's Magic Shop. I thought his lecture was fantastic. I really, I mean, of course it's fantastic, but it was the first time I saw him in person, do magic, lecture, and I thought the whole thing was fantastic. It's very hard to balance. Everyone complains about this. As a lecturer, we have to balance knucklebuster stuff and easy stuff that you can do right away, but you also want to make some sales.
Uh-oh. Everything is held remotely. Panic. Well, I think we're trying to add Joe Monty. Hopefully we'll be able to figure this out. Dodd Vickers is behind the controls there. Hopefully we're not totally dumped here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Is the 2010 iTricks end of the year party. Oh, we are back. Are we back?
There we go.
What the hell?
And here comes Mr. Monty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Monty, welcome again.
I want to know. The naked women dancing on virtual, office desks.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'm not sure, but if they have one more drink, I think Cameron's gonna make out with Chase. Like I'm just saying, there's high hookup potential at this office party.
It'll be Chase the Ace, man. That's what it'll be.
Joe, welcome to our little shindig here. It is increased by one more. Joe, of course, does a live stream here on iTricks that will hopefully be coming back on a regular schedule in 2011, and is a lead creative mind and has been for Chris Angel's Mind Freak, as well as a fantastic creator, writer, and performer in your own right. But Joe, let me start off and ask you this: what is your favorite Magic memory of 2010?
My favorite Magic memory is I'm working for like Cisco right now, doing this whole Yumi thing, where I think there's an article actually in Magic Magazine this month on it, and I'm one of the magicians, and you never know when someone's watching you because it's this kind of like big screen interactive TV thing, and I was adjusting my pants, I pulled my fly down. And I didn't realize, but I reached inside my fly with my big ass monkey hands, and I'm pulling my shirt to tighten it, and the
Hold on, Chase needs to take a drink.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I think I walked away.
Whenever you say monkey hands.
Yeah. So,
yes.
You know me. I've got a midget's body and freaking gorilla hands. That's just how I am. So I'm reaching in to adjust my shirt, and my hand gets just as somebody walks in the door, and this is like, we're talking about like corporate offices. I got my hand in my pocket. I can't get it out. And as I'm trying to yank my hand out of my fly, they look at me and go, "What the hell are you doing?" I swear it looked like I was jerking off on camera. I mean, that's
nice.
Or maybe you were just adjusting your thong to thong. If it's
yeah, I was adjusting my my Andrew Mayne magic thong.
That's right. Available now at andrewmayne.com.
So incredibly.
Free shipping.
Joe, I'm disturbed by that. I am without a comeback.
I do have someone
You lost me a monkey hands.
Justin, if you're interested, I do have someone I had promised to add to the chat, and you want to see if he's home.
Sure.
We can try that and see what happens if we're doing just a crazy.
Ed Marlowe, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, you're
close.
Yeah, you're close.
Look, your car's gonna have to lean.
Folks, when I promised you an office party, I was not joking around. Shots
there
all
they are,
around.
the laughing boys.
Hey, Hayes.
Laughing
Hello.
boys.
Hi, darling.
Hello.
Has he made it home yet,
Hello.
Pamela?
Here he is.
Oh, look,
Hi,
we have
guys.
Oh, no,
Johnny
Pam.
Thompson and Pamela Hayes.
First off, we apologize for our inappropriate comments to your lovely bride.
Oh, well.
Who
I
did
don't-
not know that. They were
Oh,
inappropriate.
sorry.
Johnny,
We're pretty liberal, I guess.
we're looking for. I think Pam is the most attractive woman right now that we know of, and we're looking for a beautiful woman to dance on an office desk like they did in the old office parties in the movies.
Nice.
Well,
So I
she
guess
still
what we're
jumps out
asking
to
is,
the
are you up
cake if
for
the
it?
price is right.
What's that?
I said
John.
she still jumps out of a cake if the price is right.
I never jumped out
It
of
is
a cake.
Chase's birthday.
my
I did not.
It is.
Oh, yes, I
It is
did.
Chase's birthday,
Johnny
Pamela.
Yeah, and it-
Carson, yeah.
She jumped out of a cake for Johnny Carson.
Oh, wow.
In fact,
Did
But
you?
I wasn't naked or anything.
I didn't say you were naked.
You know, if the price is wrong, Johnny jumps out.
Yes.
Hold
For
on.
sure.
And naked if you want.
Oh, God, yeah.
Johnny,
That was for Merv Griffith's party.
I think Johnny, you should have a competition this year as to who gets to reach into the hat in one of your performances to pull off Pam's outfit.
Pam
It should be a whole
Grant?
competition.
Well, yeah, we could do that. That could be
Jesus, that's
the last pull.
That's a great
You
idea.
guys are so twisted.
I'd pay for that.
The twisted boys. Well,
Are
wait
you
a
glad
minute.
you
We're
called?
talking about some serious money.
Yeah, if the money's
Great
right,
idea.
anything goes at our age, you know.
There you go.
Everything goes
everything
at
goes.
our age.
There you go.
So,
That's it.
Johnny, do you have clean bowling balls?
I have a clean bowling ball, yes.
That's
Thank
a
you
relief.
very much.
They go bowling legs.
We tried to add
Yeah,
Johnny to our chat earlier, and apparently he was off polishing his balls.
I was polishing my bowling ball, yes.
Oh, bowling ball. I'm sorry.
Apparently, Joe Monty had the same problem.
Oh, wow.
Apparently. He
Old three-ball Joe.
Wow, hey. No wonder,
Yes.
no wonder he's on earlier than us.
Rudy, I'm actually working on a routine, that I'm putting in print called Three-Ball Joe, coincidentally. So
I'll tell you what, that's what,
Okay.
Joe, we come on here and we try to not only review 2010, but preview 2011. So finally,
Okay,
we've
very
gotten
good.
that out there.
Well, three balls are not that uncommon in Magic. It's been the finish for cups and balls for years. In some cases, 4.
boring.
She doesn't even start blinking until it gets to 5 or 6, then we're really talking.
And Johnny, what does Confucius say? He with 4 balls
Is a lucky man.
must be sent to first base. And
Yeah.
that's what Confucius said.
I don't think
Oh,
that was
that's
Confucius. Oh, well,
That's
thank
very
you,
funny.
dear. Very good. She got that one.
Chalk it up.
I'm gonna have to text Justin for the explanation.
Hey,
Sure.
oh, wait. I got a question for Rudy. Rudy,
I haven't been able to get to
Yeah, I don't-
first
I don't
base
think-
with
I
you,
don't-
Hayes, in years.
Don't have any more.
I don't think Pam and Johnny actually know who all is on the line at this point.
I don't think
Not at
they
all,
care.
but it sounds like a fun group.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's actually reset for everybody watching now. My name is Justin Robert Young, of course, the editor of iTricks.com. You are joining us for our iTricks 2010 office party. See, here's the deal, Johnny and Pamela. We figure Magic, it's a pretty solitary industry, right? I mean, everybody kind of gigs by themselves. You gather in conventions or Magic meetings every once in a while, but there's no real office party. So we figured we'd do it here online. And that's why we're joined, of course, by Joe Monty, Andrew Mayne, Chase Goforth, Rudy Coby, Dodd Vickers, David Kay, Cameron Ramsey, and of course, you guys. So welcome to the party, and let me go ahead and ask you guys, was there a particular moment in the history of 2010 and this year the Magic-wise that sticks out to you that you remember above all others?
Well, let's see. For me, I think, this year, I guess, did we work the Palladium
That's
this
what I
year,
was
or was
trying-
it last year?
Hold on, you're right in front of
That was last century.
77.
That was last century, Johnny.
2008.
No, but that still stands out, but that wasn't in this year.
Wrong year.
But I'll tell you what stands out for me is I was involved in consulting and developing a lot of magical effects for a show called Play Dead that's opened off Broadway with Todd Robbins starring in it, and
Written by Teller?
Yeah, written by Teller and directed by Teller. Well, written by Teller and Todd Robbins, and we got a hit. It's doing quite well.
Excellent.
And you just came back from working with them over in the UK too, right?
Yeah, we just did a show called Fool Us, which will air January 7th at 9 p.m. in the UK. And we had Penn and Teller, and of course the #1 host in England, Jonathan Ross, hosting the show. And as I said, it was called Fool Us, and we had 9 magicians, 7 of which were used on the show. And the object was, if they were to fool Penn and Teller, they get an all-expense-paid trip to Vegas and to open for Penn and Teller. So 2 of them did manage to fool them.
Now, we're already hearing rumors that there might be an American version of that on the way.
Well, it depends on, let's see what the numbers are like in England. We may also do additional shows in England to make it into a series of 5 or 6 shows, or maybe 7. And if it does well, we should spin it off here.
Absolutely.
But 2 fooled them.
That'll be my big day.
One of my highlights for you, Johnny, this year when I saw was you with my favorite athlete right now of all time, Shaquille O'Neal, on the Shaq Show this year.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun show to do also, you know. I wish I would have, I got him to do it really well during rehearsal, but like a lot of non-magical performers who get into magic for a one-time shot, he kind of froze up on camera.
Well,
you know, I'll play basketball.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know, I thought that for a bigger guy, you know, he really got around well, and the magic came off pretty good. And I think that's what made Penn so good, and I think Shaq did okay too.
He replaced Penn.
Yeah, well, you know,
So we never got to see it.
I don't know. We never did get to see it, but you know, what I will say is that it was fun doing it, and Shaq has never won one of those contests, so I didn't expect him to win ours either.
Right.
Should have cheated.
Yeah, it is kind of a constant lesson of humility with Shaquille O'Neal is really the proper title for that show.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, it was great fun, and as I said, for me it was fun teaching him, and he did get it, but it just didn't work that well on the show in real time.
I thought it came off good. I thought it came off.
He can
Oh
cry
yeah, I
himself
thought
to
it came
sleep on
off
that
fine,
giant
you
pile
know.
of
And
money.
So you thought it was funny?
Oh no! I said if he didn't like it, he could cry himself to sleep on that giant pile of money he has.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's just what he made in college.
Right.
Just on side bets.
Yes, exactly. That was just that LSU cash.
Is Shaquille still playing basketball, professional basketball?
Oh, that's why that's why Cameron's so excited about him, because he's dragging his old carcass up and down the floor for the Boston Celtics. Giving them five creaky minutes a game.
Is he good?
Actually, you know, he did a boxing thing after ours, and he almost put the guy out, which was kind of amazing to me.
Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yes. Yeah.
But then round 2, they took off the mask for Floyd Mayweather, and then you could see again. And it really
is true.
I mean, why is he doing it, though? He's got all the attention and all the money. I mean, is it just because he can?
Well, yeah.
Well, it's a show. Yeah, it's a fun show.
You're offered a television show. Aren't you going to do it?
Yeah, but I mean, well, No, I mean, if I'm 7'9" or whatever it is, and I've got about $400 million, I don't want to be ridiculed. I just want to kind of walk away, looking like a star.
Is that Joe Monty talking?
It is
That's
Joe
me,
Monty
yeah.
talking. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Thompson.
Wow. Did you turn down the Chris Angel show?
Oh!
I wasn't getting $100 million. You know.
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Johnny with a low.
And by the way, please refer to me as Chris's bitch. All right, from now on. and Johnny,
Well,
ex-bitch.
I guess I had a better run. I was just Chris's consultant.
So you tell me that you didn't, like Joe, have the satin stitched jacket, in cursive writing on the back, Chris's bitch?
No,
Funny.
I only got a T-shirt.
I do have our other surprise guest there, Justin.
Oh, yeah, bring him on.
He's going to try and join us. He's backstage at the Magic Castle trying to make this work on his iPhone, so I'm going to try and add him in real quick.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
He just called me. Here we go.
The palace.
Yeah, we don't have enough people on, for sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, it's an office party. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a man who owns his own special piece of Magic's 2010 history. Not only did he have a live show on this very website, iTricks.com, a very popular one, but he also rocketed to superstardom after a run on America's Got Talent. Ladies and gentlemen, your friend and mine, Dan Sperry. Welcome, Daniel, to the iTricks office party.
Party. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Daniel?
I'm
Hey,
here.
Justin, that was a superb intro that you gave. Why is it every time you give a great intro, no one's
Since
ever
I'm the
here?
only other resident dub act, you want me to speak for him?
Was awfully generous.
Oh, there he goes. I hear him now.
All right, Dan, can you hear me?
Good morning. Yeah, no, I'm walking by some. I got to walk over to the valet over here.
Okay, well then.
So, all right, I should be okay now, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can
Our
hear you.
office party has a valet?
Yeah, no, I have to walk out to the
They
valet.
got you
'cause there's no
working as a
reception.
valet, Dan? You're doubling over at the castle. I knew times were tough, but
Hey, you got to make the castle gig
That
work
might be better,
somehow.
but I have to be careful of what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, it's because I'm sleeping in my car when I'm here because I can't afford to stay anywhere else, so I have to.
well, it beats the Magic Hotel rates.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, there's no
I don't think
girls
I'm
here, guys.
rapeable. I'm not hot enough to be rapeable, so I can't stay at the Magic.
Well, it's certainly getting loose here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the iTricks office party.
This is a good office party.
Oh, Peter Pitt's old cot is still upstairs. You can sleep on that.
Speaking of being rapeable,
I'm hanging up.
Oh,
we
don't
can't.
say
The
age,
only
you're still
girl.
there's a
rapeable.
late present, gentlemen. I know that's kind of a new development for us, but we should pretend we know how to behave.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what,
I like it better this way.
Dan, we're showing your big your first appearance there on America's Got Talent, which went viral on the internet. But just remembering 2010, what sticks out the most? I mean, it's got to be America's Got Talent, but is there a specific element that you can remember more than others?
You mean just about the show, or just about 2010 in
2010 in general. I mean, just how was the year for you?
The year for me was good, but just as far as a general outlook for Magic, I think it was a kick-ass year for Magic all around. 2010, I think, was a really strong year for everybody. With Magic on AGT, with 2 times that I know of Travel Channel devoting like a whole freaking day to David Blaine. You can't not mention 6th season of Mind Freak and the hugest launch of a Magic set outside of Marshall Brodeen. With Chris's set. Magic's just huge this year with all these like Magic themed episodes on TV. I mean, pretty much any time, especially lately, it seems that I've looked on iTricks which is part of my morning thing. Like as I'm coming down after masturbating every morning, I go and I pick the website up with iTricks, and I read, and there's not a day that there isn't some sort of magic thing in just general news or a theme in a TV show. I mean, even magicians like Jonathan Levitt, Flash Forward, even though it got canceled. Jonathan Levitt in Flash Forward. They're just magic was all over 2010. It was awesome.
And Dan, by the way, you got to take that Diane Zimmerman poster away from the front of your bed. Otherwise, you'll be masturbating in the morning.
Aren't you married?
Aren't you like a newlywed? Because I who, me or Diana Zimmerman?
No.
That has to be a Joe Monte comment.
Well,
I think we should point out too that we did see David Copperfield a few times. Katie was kind enough to point that out in the chat room.
Oh, absolutely. No, David.
We did.
Yeah, definitely popped. Up a lot more on television. I'll tell you what. We'll get to that in 2 seconds. But I'll tell you, as we watch right now on the screen, the infamous throwing of the dental floss at Howie Mandel as he freaks out. Let me just get from that that first person perspective as that is going down. Just explain to everybody for prosperity. What I mean, like that is like blowing up the Death Star, right? You couldn't hope for a better reaction than what you got from that effect, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, honestly, what I was really looking at from my perspective at that point was just keep, like, as long as Sharon kept laughing, as long as they kept talking and left me alone, I was fine. And it wasn't, it wasn't like that. I wasn't like not expecting that because I figured that was going to happen, at least maybe not to that degree though. But I just didn't want to give them an opportunity to catch their breath and turn around and have an opportunity to say anything negative, because my whole fear was like, they were just going to either I was going to get buzzed. I thought for sure I was going to get buzzed at least once leading up to it because I figured it was taking so long to get to there for what they look for, and especially that late in the show. And also, since I didn't get buzzed, I was like, great, just as long as they don't turn the focus back to me and start, saying like, yeah, that was great, but or something. So this kind of left it in the minds of the viewers to make up their own minds whether they liked it or not. And granted, people liked it, but there sure were plenty of people that didn't like it. But I'm just saying, as long as they kept talking, I was happy with it. I didn't want them to talk about me. Just keep talking so we can get to have to cut to commercial, and that's fine. Fine with me,
I think Chris Angel was calling Joe there.
Oh, no.
He wants to know
why am I not on the show?
He wants to know why word got out about the jacket. Well, I'll tell you what, Dan,
no,
it was.
Chris wanted a piece of the merchandising from the Chris Angel's bitch T-shirts. That's what it is.
They're flying off the shelves. Well, I'll tell you what, Dan, it certainly was. I mean, if you compile, the biggest magic moments on television, if it isn't the number one, then it has to be kind of up there, as it really was one of those things that crossed over from a bunch of magic people on iTricks saying, or Magic Newswire saying, oh wow, that's super cool, to people in general on YouTube. It really kind of made its own splash, which is what magic's all about, is getting to lay people, right?
Yeah, that's all that matters. It's all about the lay people and about the. It's all about the.
The check doesn't hurt.
I don't know.
The children. It's all about the children.
You got Hayes' attention now talking about lay people.
God bless the children. God bless the children and their parents' money.
Okay, let's go do a keg stand in the bathroom.
So, Dan, do you have any comment on the rumor that was floating around that you're going to take over for Andre Cole for the Campus Crusade for Christ?
I cannot comment. I cannot comment on that yet. Because
your negotiations. Understood.
He's still trying to get the nails out of his hands.
I haven't passed my Bible bar yet. I haven't passed the Bible bar, so I don't know if I'm not qualified just yet.
Well, I can certainly think you making people think about religion. Not sure in what direction.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll tell you, that'd be a very interesting place to take Campus Crusade for Christ.
Then there you go.
Yeah. Certainly so.
I think that talking bird has got too much an argument for evolution. It's never going to work out with the.
By the way, have we mentioned that it's Chase Goforth's birthday?
We did.
Yeah, we've mentioned that.
So anyhow, the
Yeah,
interesting
trying to
thing,
bring it back
Dan,
up.
about what you were doing there, I'm sorry.
I will say something. Dan is right, and this is something, we live in our little magic bubble, where magic, of course, is the most important thing every minute we're awake. But it's important to realize that magic really did jump out of the magic world and into the general population this year with America's Got Talent, even with the cruise ship. I mean, people found that story so funny. Oh, there's magicians on the cruise ship. They made the
I'm laughing right now.
But it's
you mean the David Sandy experience?
I had a David Sandy.
Leave it there. Leave it there. Leave it there.
No.
Leave it there. Don't take it further. It's an office party. No one wants to talk to HR.
Yeah, those days are behind me.
Well, all right, Joe. Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry, that was a dirty crack.
So it is Chase's birthday. As much as I try to take attention away from Chase, Chase, you're one of the people that I've been following you on Twitter, and it's been exciting to see what's been happening to you. And I'm going to ask you the question that every filmmaker hates to hear: what's up with the movie? Chase,
who's talking?
Oh, you were saying something nice, and my computer completely froze up.
It's okay, it didn't last.
Yeah, he was opening up his David Sandy centerfold screensaver.
All right, come on.
God.
Keep it clean, folks. Keep it fair. Keep it fair.
I didn't say anything.
Edit.
Oh, whatever.
Edit.
I was trying to set Dan up in the Bob Markwood suite out at the castle.
Oh my God.
See, this is, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm
I
just
promise.
glad this is the iTricks office party.
I promised you an office party, and you've been given an office party. It starts off polite, a lot of handshakes, and then next thing you know, someone's got a lampshade on their
I
head.
think the old folks may be leaving.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
yeah.
Johnny,
See you later, guys.
Hey, thanks for joining us, guys.
Love you, Johnny.
All right, guys.
Love you guys.
Wonderful fun. Have a good time. Continue with where you are at the office party, and you should close the show in 10 minutes.
We will.
There we go.
John,
If I am hang up on everybody, we will close it in 10 minutes.
And Johnny, before
Yes?
you go, I just want to say, Johnny, Darth Vader has nothing on your breathing over the phone. Okay?
You got it.
That might be me.
Holy moly!
That probably isn't my breathing. It's probably one of you guys getting off on the conversation.
Okay.
I think that was Cameron because Hayes was on the line, actually.
Okay, it could be. All right, guys. Take care.
Good night, John.
Night, Johnny.
Thank you very, very much. Holy moly! Johnny Thompson and Pamela Hayes, ladies and gentlemen. And then Joe, I didn't know that.
Never appear on either of our podcasts ever again.
I didn't know that Joe. It was we were doing 25-cent snaps tonight. I didn't know that was actually happening.
No, I was waiting for him to tell me that he was my father. It was
No, I
think it's not.
Oh God.
He got his knees replaced and not his lungs. I mean, God bless him.
Oh, now that he's gone, we yell.
No, I always talk to him. By the way, I love Johnny. I got to tell you something. Johnny, if anybody's ever worked on Chris's show, Johnny was probably the highlight of that show. I mean, Johnny is not just multi-talented in magic. He's a funny guy. He's like a legitimate funny guy and has got stories outside of the magic world. We all have great stories about, like Tom Mulligan has great stories, and Billy McComb had great stories. But Johnny's got stories outside of magic, which is with the mob and so on and so forth. So Johnny's like a great read, man. He just so if I'm picking on Johnny, he picks on me. It's a kind of a father-son thing,
All right.
All
Well,
right,
I'll tell you what.
I
Sounds
okay,
suspicious. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, Johnny is an absolute treasure. He and his wife are both very sweet people, and if you ever get the chance to talk to them or spend time with them, it just a guy who's been in so many different areas of magic and outside of it, like Joe said. So, and, Joe, you are a bit of a ball buster, but that's why we like you.
A little bit. By the way, I want to ask Rudy. Rudy, when we were talking about balls before and 3 balls and this ball, I mean, just because I know like great actors always really get themselves in the acting, they put themselves in a place where it's real. When you come out with the 4 legs, do you have an extra set of balls under your pants?
Yes, I do.
Well, just for balance, it would seem like it would make sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think it would be funny that you, when you cut your 2 legs off, and then you have a rabbi come out and remove the other piece. I think that might add to it.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Well,
this is what he's waiting to say.
You can use that, Rudy.
Pairs of socks. I love the fact that after 50 years in magic, Johnny Thompson had to check out at the mention of Mark. That's awesome.
But by the way, what's really wild? There's a front cover of, I think it's Magic magazine, of Bob Markwood tied up in a freaking chair. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I might have to check out, and I'm afraid when I do, I'm going to take half the party with me. But
didn't Bob make a movie with like Dom DeLuise and a bunch of other like sketchy children's-y type people, like called like Boys Camp or something? Like, and I'm not making this up. Like, I thought I remember hearing about that.
Whoa, what?
I don't think so.
What?
IMDb it. I swear to God, there was
Boys Camp.
That was made. It was like very B-roll because Bob and Dom used to be. I'm not making this up. This is true. I heard it from Jeff Hobson.
I'm glad you said IMDb it, not hey, yeah, Justin, Netflix it.
Yeah.
No, look it up. It's called like Boys Camp or something. And
So
it's, like,
you're
it's
saying
very creepy.
So Jeff Hobson, not on stage, referred you to Boys Camp. That would sound like something that would be part of Jeff's patter,
No. It was we were doing something at like the burn unit of the Children's Hospital, and he mentioned it.
Wow. Well,
This is getting worse.
I'll tell you a funny true story. Brian Lee at the Magic Castle, prior to, actually it was just after Bob got arrested and all that, said, Joe, I couldn't believe how blind people were. I was at a party where I was doing the lighting, and Ann White, all these boys and young boys and stuff were invited to the party, but of course their parents came with them. But Bob was dancing with the boys on stage to YMCA, and the parents just didn't. Nobody got it, and I'm like, holy crap! I mean, how many things in our life are like so obvious to us that we're overlooking, and they're overlooking, the Village people singing while Bob's dancing with their children on stage. Holy shit! You know what I mean?
Bob also emceed an IBM convention in Oakland, and he was doing paper bowls over the head. Yeah,
I was there for that.
Yeah, he was doing paper bowls over the head with this boy, and when he ran out of paper, he had the boy take off maybe his baseball cap, his shirt.
And he used his own balls.
No, the kid was like taking off his clothes and throwing it over the head.
No way.
Yeah. Rudy, right? Am I right?
I promise you, I brought my co-writer, who's not a magician, all the way up to Oakland. Yeah, we should go to a magic convention, and that's the show we saw. and Bob Markwood, no, I'm serious. And Bob Markwood produced this kid on stage with hairless cherub.
Okay, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by one more person. I told you, once we get an office party rolling. All right, who's making all that noise? Cameron.
What is listening to?
Oh, that's Cameron.
He's playing YMCA.
Cameron, the joke is done. Okay.
How long it took me to find it, though? It took me so long.
And I think we lost Chase in the middle of it.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Cameron,
I heard something.
We're painfully aware of how long it took you by how much the joke fell flat.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was getting his money's worth.
And I did want to add Eric to the conversation before I kill it because I got to run here shortly.
Okay, no problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to introduce the latest part of the iTricks 2010 office party. He is a good friend of iTricks and the dean, right? Eric, you still the dean?
I hope so until I pass on.
There we go.
Hey, he's a pretty good friend of the Magic Newswire also.
Very good. Yeah, of course, of the Magic Newswire as well.
Guys, I was brought in because HR asked me to come in and control Joe Monte.
Yes. There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, the dulcet tones of Eric DeCamps. Welcome, Eric DeCamps.
See, the guy that works in an office.
I'm doing good. I can see. I'm ready to get them. I'm bringing in the copier so we can all take pictures of our butts.
Oh, it's a big copier.
Wait, by the way, I can't believe Rudy. So your friend came in to see one show, and it happened to be that show. But what did he say? What did he say about that situation? Like, what the fuck?
Whoa. Hold on.
I can't watch it anymore, so we have to leave.
We have
Rudy,
Robo Coby.
Yeah, Rudy, can you just reset your microphone real quick?
I think Johnny's
Hey guys,
back.
fix Rudy, but I gotta go start stuffing some feather. So have a good 2010. Thanks for having me, and
You too, bud. Thanks
maybe I'll
so
catch
much.
up with you guys later tonight if this is still going.
Absolutely.
Happy New
Dan
Year.
Sperry, thank you.
Cool.
There we are.
And
Go
how
ahead.
come we get all digitalized?
Stuffing some feather. I love that, Monty. You had nothing to say.
He's still working. Dan's still working. He's
Hey,
backstage.
Feather is his opening act.
Oh my God, guys! Somebody put a link up, boys. Boys will be boys. They put the link up.
Boys will be boys. Well, there we go. It's on IMDb.
No, it's not.
Yeah, there we are. We have it up on the screen right now. Boys will be boys. Two young brothers talk their strict father, Lloyd Coswell, into allowing them to babysit themselves for the first time while the parents attend a corporate barbecue.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
No way.
Yes way.
Yeah, I understand Joe Monte is going to be playing the Julie Haggerty role.
I'm actually doing Boys Will Be Boys 2. You know, it's Eugene Berg is going to be playing my brother. Is that a picture of you as a mime, Eric?
Yeah, that's me as a mime. Yeah, I'm trying to get out of a box.
Hey, I'm in this box. Who put me in this box? I don't even know. I'm Eric DeCamps. Look at me.
And it's so nice to see you. So nice to see you wearing.
You know who my teacher was? Billy the Mime from the Aristocrats.
I can't think right now.
I'm not gonna.
We can tell.
I mean, Eric, I all due respect, I'm getting kind of a Rosie O'Donnell vibe out of that expression of yours.
He's about to shoot a koosh ball.
Who do you think was standing behind me?
Okay.
Well, yeah. Whose head is that right down by the waist?
All right.
You know, Justin, you got to pick the better shot. You know that.
Listen, hey, I'm trying to juggle half the tech stuff. I already had to outsource half of it to old Dottie.
Oh, that's Dodd? Oh, okay, Dodd. Now I know who my friends are.
No, I didn't pick this picture. I'm just outsourcing the connection. That's Justin doing the
Exactly.
picture.
No, I listen. All right, we got some laughs. I'm trying to produce a show here. Come on. Holy moly!
For what it's worth, Eric, he hasn't been able to produce a picture of me yet. So.
Oh.
Really?
Oh.
Oh no! You know what? I can find a picture of you, Dodd.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, I can find.
Playgirl.com is still available. I thought someone bought that site up by now. Jeez. But then, is Dodd and Boys Will Be Boys?
I was.
97?
Yeah. So now I
Boys
have
Will
to
Be
disconnect
Boys.
everyone,
Get
right?
out of here! Wow.
All right, Dodd, are you out of here? Do you have to
I
leave?
need to go soon. No, it's okay. I don't want to drop Eric out. I need to go soon though.
Where are you going, Dodd?
Oh, I've
What's going on?
gone 2 hours beyond what we thought we would do. So.
Oh, come on, man. You know, those two demons that are holding up your book, what, they got to go to bed or what?
No, I have this wife of mine that I haven't seen in days who actually is home. So I want to go spend some time with her at some point.
Oh,
So are we ending? Is this the end of our show, Dodd?
Shortly, yes.
Okay.
Dodd's wife ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, thanks for nothing.
I want to switch to Justin.
Yeah, I know. He's got to get his rest tonight. Dodd's got to get his rest tonight. He's going to be up until midnight tomorrow. I heard.
Wait, let me ask Dodd, honestly, can I ask you a question? And I don't mean to be so intrusive, but I do.
Absolutely, you do.
How Wait, how long have you been married?
20 years.
Okay, and you guys still do it after 20 years?
Oh, come
yeah.
on, Joe!
And
It's a family live stream about magic, really?
No, I know that is magic. I'm doing that for 20
Oh,
years.
my sweet mother of Jehoshaphat, Monty.
I mean, now, Doug, all right, I'm looking at this picture of you. You don't look like you could be married 20 years. Is this, I mean, this is like an old Larry Weeks photo of him when he's 26. Larry Weeks was 75, and he's still sending out pictures of him juggling potatoes from a movie he did in 1948. You know?
Hey, listen, when that
And what's
potato
your point, Joe? What's your point, Joe?
So I just want to know, Doug, married 20 years, you still find your wife attractive? You still find you attractive? Can it wait a night? Can it wait a night while the boys have fun? Come on.
We're finding
office party.
We're finding out a lot more about Joe tonight than Dodd here.
Here we go. But here's Don and his lovely
God,
wife.
how does she not look? How does she not look at you and go, "What did you do with your life? Why did you go work for that magic guy on TV? Why have you done this to him?" Oh, yeah. So.
Yeah. And that's what that little demon's yelling in his ear. Is like, "Go ahead, do her."
Joe! Jesus Christ!
Is Dodd still
Joe
here?
Monty, I've known Joe Monty for 25 years. It never gets better than this. It's exactly the same conversation.
See, Joe started pre-gaming for the office party before any of us got anything.
We should be complimenting Dodd and having one of us that's not a complete screw up apparently. Well, I mean, Eric's got a lovely wife too, but who's stable.
Yeah, I got a 6-foot redhead that will definitely kick my ass. So.
Well, then what a lovely couple we have up on the screen right there. Just
Let me get a look at this. Now, wait, I want to get a look. Get out. Is that Dodd and his wife?
No,
Yeah.
it's either that or a young $1 million man, Ted DiBiase, at a ring valet.
Good reference. Good call.
Is that really? I mean, your wife is. Get out of here.
Ted DiBiase.
Everybody has a price, Joe. Everybody has a price. Cropped out is Virgil. Virgil's actually walking right behind him.
Wait, is this
about 2 feet behind him?
Is this well, he's big. Is this really Dodd?
Yes.
And this is your wife, Dodd?
It is.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then just do me a favor, Dodd. Just put the phone down. Go do your thing. Don't worry if we listen in. Otherwise, and believe me, if you do that, you'll see the number of viewers jump from 66 to 166. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm Chris's bitch. I'm so glad I was wearing my ventriloquist mask that day.
You're talking about mimes.
Oh man.
Well, I really do have to go, and I'm afraid the minute I hang up, I'm going to drop half the conversation.
Well, I'll call people back. Actually, this might be a good time to wrap it up. We have been going a couple hours here.
Party just started.
Oh,
You
God,
haven't even wasted yet. Come on.
Exactly. Don't be
I
drunk.
haven't gotten a drink yet.
Yeah.
Come on, Dodd.
Rudy hasn't.
Rudy hasn't what?
Joe hasn't pissed off everyone in the crowd yet.
Well, I'll tell you. Why don't we move this into the iTricks tiny chat? Why don't we kick it old school like that? We'll all go in there and we can talk the night away. How about that?
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dodd.
Well, it was my pleasure, and Justin, it was great.
Dodd, if I had a redhead that looked like that, I would get out of this fucking magic chat too. Just saying.
I know.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Rudy. Yeah, Dodd. I don't even know why you did this in the first place.
Exactly. God, God bless your service for the entire year that you would ignore that.
In fact, in a weird way, we've all kind of lost respect for you. That you would even step in here for a moment. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, let me thank everybody down the list of the Skype chat. Of course, Eric DeCamps. Go check out Eric. Your website, ericdecamps.com. That's Eric with a C. Joe Monty, 3-Card Joe, is still out there, and please pick it up. And coming back in 2011, Joe will continue to bring his live stream to iTricks. Andrew Mayne, the man who makes it all happen as well. If you're going to be in the Washington, D.C. metro area, that's the Rockville side and the Virginia side, check out AndrewMayne.com, as well as Baltimore and Philadelphia, although the Philadelphia show is sold out. But if you beg and plead and just knock on Mark D'Souza's door, you will probably be able to break in at some point. David K, Silly Billy, where can people go to find out more about you and follow you on the internet there, David?
Thank you. My website is sillymagic.com.
Okay.
And also, I'm going to be performing at the brunch shows at the Castle on January 8th and 9th with 12 of the world's best children's magicians. We're all getting together, and we're going to do all the shows at the brunch are going to be all these guys from all over the world, the best kid show guys. So come see that.
That is fantastic.
Twice as many as I thought actually existed. Wow.
And I'll tell you what, that's a nice brunch there. You know, they're not screwing around with the brunch.
The brunch is my favorite meal at the Castle. It's unbelievable.
I mean, there was a moment during Magic vs. Science Week where all the performers just walked up there like homeless people and stole like half the buffet, and they were very angry. But we took it and ate it anyway, because what are they going to do? Cameron Ramsey, Camram, you are going to be writing as well for iTricks, and as in addition to your duties as co-host of This Week in Magic on the Magic Newswire, correct?
I will also be doing the midnight brunch show for the kids the same week.
Pretty hardcore group of kids.
Subtitled Boys Will Be Boys.
And of course, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It was the Jetsons meet the Flintstones.
Rudy Coby. You've got Rudy Coby, who's got the greatest freaking show out there.
Absolutely, Rudy Coby, the coolest magician.
Thank you.
On
And
Earth.
Dodge
On the
Vicker.
planet.
Well, on the planet. Okay, well, I'm trying to go in order. Yes, Rudy Coby. Rudy, where can people get more information on you? You're on Twitter at Rudy Coby, right?
Yeah, rudycoby.net, but I'm always on iTricks, and I'm always on the Magic Newswire. That's where I am.
Exactly. That's where you find Rudy.
Suck up.
And I'll tell you what, the man who really made this a Jetsons meet the Flintstones kind of night, and is right now currently infuriating his gorgeous redhead of a wife, and a man who along with myself is quietly containing his contempt for one another. Don Vickers, thank you so much for helping out with this. You really helped us out on the iTricks 2010 Office Party. Thank you. Magic Newswire. You can read two Magic sites.
I do
It's
want to
allowed.
thank Johnny and Pam Thompson for joining us.
And
Yes.
Dan Sperry.
Dan Sperry for joining us.
As well.
Brian Brushwood for joining
Brian
us.
Brushwood.
Brian was there before I got here, and
Absolutely.
then
And
Jonathan
Katie
Pendragon.
Kenner and Chris Kenner, who couldn't make it today. But
Yes, Katie Kenner was in the comment section, and I'll tell you what, if it weren't so hectic, we totally would have brought her on, and I apologize for not bringing her and Chris on. So there we go. That about wraps it up. 2010 iTricks Office Party. Thank you everybody for reading the site, and there is so much more incredible stuff coming to this and the rest of the Magic community in 2011.
Happy New Year, guys.
Go get her, Dodd. Go get her.
Good night.
Go get her,
Ladies and
Dodd.
gentlemen,
Ride a pony.
there we
Get her,
go.
Dodd.
See you on the frequency.
Get her done.
Yeah,
Get her
iTricks.com/frequency, or iTricks/live, rather. iTricks.com/live. Meet us in there. The password is right there on the site. So room password is iTricks. Broadcast password is talk. See you there. Until 2011, bang or gone.
Bye, Justin. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Go get a Dodd. Should be Dodd Liquors.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay. And now I'm still live because my Safari froze. So if you're watching me, then this is what's happening. Because I tried to load up the iTricks frequency, and it gave me the spinning beach ball of death. So I might just have to quit. I don't know if I'm still on, but I'm not on anymore because I'm going to force quit.